Who's there? Was that Michael McFarland I saw? How's everybody doing? Come on, don't be shy. Somebody come in and say something. Twice it told me unable to connect. And, well, I think I connected. Maggie, Kitchen Craft by Maggie. Look at that. How are you? First one in. Isn't that nice? How are you, dear? So nice to see you. Wow, that tour that you were given was absolutely cool. Absolutely cool. That was so nice. My wife enjoyed that a lot. Very nice. Mike McFarland, how are you? So good to see you. Is everybody hearing me okay? You know, give me a yes, no, whatever. Just, I think I'm okay, but just to make sure. Somebody tell me if they can hear me or not. Like I said, my first two attempts, real quickly, it just said unable to connect, and I've never had that before. So, all right, there we go. Gaia said we're good. Hi, Gaia. How are you? So nice to see you. How's everybody doing? We are in day number 4 of the mandatory lockdown here in the Philippines, in Tondo specific, and it's rough. It's tough to move around. There's security all over the place. I see Tom Patrick. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you. Tom is saying, I see the notification. I know it's time for a cold one, or maybe 2. That's it? Just 2? Very nice, very nice. Mr. Rocketman himself, Mr. NASA, Mitch Bromwell. Hello, welcome. Welcome to my house. Good to see you. How you doing? Pretty sure you're busy down there in Florida with everything going on to some degree or another. So I get that. Ilonga Vlogger, hello, welcome to you. Thank you so much for coming in. You are here live with the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. So there's a few things topics that I have to, that we're gonna talk about tonight, but we'll wait on that a little bit. If you can hang around, that's fine. If not, that's okay too, I get that. But I have a couple interesting things to discuss tonight, and of course we pretty much all know what it revolves around. I mean, I could talk about the weather, I could talk about the difference between apples and oranges. I could talk about the increase in price in beer, you know. Yeah, it went up. But that's just the way it goes. Maybe it'll go down now because maybe not so many people are working, you know what I mean? Malos 1963, good day, TT, and all in the chat. Everyone say hello to Malos 1963. So good to see you. Mitch Bromwell, I might do a short vid on the 500 scape suits, astronaut confined suits. Yeah. Do they have enough to donate, Mitch, if in the case of a crisis where we need, you know, a pandemic breaks out and, you know, like the movies Pandemic and things like that, where they're all dressed in suits that kind of look like NASA suits. So that might be kind of funny. Tom Patrick, yes, how's the weather? In the Philippines, and you're here too? Yeah, I don't have to explain that to you. Somebody else, like in Wisconsin or Duluth, Minnesota, they might want to ask what the weather is, but pretty sure you got your arms around how the weather situation is here, Tom Patrick. It's actually quite hot here in Manila today. So that's just the way it goes, you know, it's hot. I think summer is upon us. Pretty sure that might have an impact on people here that are unable to go to work, that are used to going to maybe perhaps air-conditioned spaces like the malls, the fast food restaurants, their place of employment, whatever. So that's a good possibility. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. We're still on water hours here. We have been for, how long has it been now? 10 months. 10 months. The water shut off at 4 p.m. every day, and they turn it back on about 4 a.m., sometimes 3 a.m., 4 a.m. the next day. So we have to keep big Rubbermaid trash cans available, fully stocked with water. And this is not potable water. It's not for drinking. You could, I guess, but I don't. That's a separate thing that we do. We go get our own water to drink, but this is for, you know, taking your showers and your commode and washing dishes, washing clothes if that's what you do. So all kinds of great things happening here, all kinds of things that shake, rattle, and roll us out of our routine, but that's just the way it goes. I appreciate everyone coming into the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. I'm sure you all have a good perspective on how situations are in wherever you live, and if you'd like to share them, we'd like to hear about it. We'd like to hear how your daily life is being disrupted or how things are going. Jim Elver, good evening. How are you, sir? Thank you so much for coming. It's good to see you. Mitch Brownway, hello, Tom Patrick. Trying to get things done right, using some new products called HALT and NABC that kills the virus. And hello, there you go. I have no idea what those are. I like the word HALT. HALT, right? So that's pretty cool. NABC, not sure what that is. And if you want to share that with us, Mitch, you can. So that's good. At least something's going on to try to combat the issues that are surrounding us today. So Maggie, what are you cooking today? Maggie's in the house, Kitchen and Craft with Maggie. If you guys don't know her, now's a good time. Now's a good time. Doesn't have to be this moment, but wonderful lady, great cook. She cooks a lot. She's got a funny live stream, and she does a little travel vlogging and things like that. So definitely check out Kitchen and Craft with Maggie's. You won't be sorry. I promise you that. Malo's 1963. Life seems pretty normal in Sydney. I just don't watch the news. Yeah, sometimes that's a good thing. I mean, we want to keep updated on what our elected officials are saying or what's going on. So we tend to kind of want to sneak a peek and listen, but it's about what you take away from it, I think. You know what I mean? It's about how you assess what they're saying, what you believe, what you don't believe, and kind of go from there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, so Jim Elver, big shout out back here, Ilonga Vlogger. Yes, Ilonga Vlogger, that's right. Tom Patrick, 2ND General Order, HALT, who goes there? Yeah, that's right. It's sounds like a military thing, doesn't it? Mitch Baramo, speaking of the weather, the hotter and drier, the better. Ultraviolet rays kills the honey badger. Oh, I would believe that. I actually would believe that. I would believe that. Overstay Farang, hello, sir. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. It's really good to see you. Everyone go check out Overstay Farang. Good guy. You'll like him. You'll like his content. And if you don't, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. He'll appreciate you just for stopping by. Hello, TT. Life here is hectic. As an interstate driver, there's lots of freight on the move. Groceries, would you believe? Yeah, I'll bet. I'll bet. Ilonga Vlogger saying hello to everybody. Everybody, please greet Ms. Ilonga Vlogger. Very nice lady. Mitch Brownwell, looking forward to 85 degrees here on the Space Coast. And for all of you that don't know, the Space Coast is in Florida. That's where NASA launches, all kinds of cool stuff. A lot of stuff going on there. Chris Beecham, hello, how are you? Welcome, sir. Good to see you. Thanks for coming in. And Meloz is saying good day to Jim. So today, I kind of wanted to briefly touch on a couple of my topics here at the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. So today I heard that the U.S. is tentatively has come up with a plan to offer a sort of stimulus package to inject money into the economy, meaning they're going to help small businesses, help a few major industries like hotels, airlines, things like that, because they're going to get crippled because nobody's using them. Nobody's using them. And also possibly something like $1,000 per person, that a person that works in the U.S. and pays taxes, whatever. Am I going to get a cut of that, or the $1,000, or my wife, because she worked for 25 years in the States? Probably not, because I already draw a pension. So I think this is more for to help save the industries that are being crippled right now, and also for those people that cannot work at home. They cannot work at home. How are they going to determine that's what's interesting me. Who's working at home and who's not working at home? I don't get that. I guess by their latest paycheck or something like that. But anyway, that's something that just came out, and that's coming down the pipeline. So hopefully that'll help a lot of people that unfortunately cannot go to work. There's a lot of people that cannot go to work. Like I said in my streams the last couple of days, a restaurant server can't go to work if the restaurant's closed. Neither can the cook. All your sporting event venues, that your concessionaires that sell the beer, popcorn, cotton candy, peanuts, whatever, the ones that, the parking lot attendants, the ticket takers, all those people, they can't work. So if the employer's not going to guarantee compensation during this time that they can't work because everything's suspended, then I guess maybe the government's going to step in and help them. So how about everybody out there? Have you heard anything in the countries you're at where the government is already talking about some sort of stimulus package offering to help out? So, let me know what you think. Here we are, Miss Brown. We're looking forward to 85 degrees here in the Space Coast. Yep, that's right. That's right. I thought the USA was broke, and that comes from Chris Beecham. Nah, I don't think so. I mean, if they are, news to me. I don't know. Whoops. I keep thinking my plug falls out there for some reason. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think they're broke. Nah. So anyway, once again, Kitchen and Craft by Maggie is in the house. Everybody please go take a look at her when you get a chance, if you feel like it. And if you don't join up with her, she's okay with that. She doesn't mind. She'll appreciate you stopping by. Mitch Bramo, Tropical Tim, will be listening while driving to and from different Space Force buildings. Every person who is a millionaire is eligible for the assistance, looking like around $1,000. Yeah, are they really going to cut a check to people that make who are millionaires? I don't get that. I hope not. I hope not. I would think they have enough to sit back on and weather this storm. PJB, welcome so much, my friend, to the house. How are you doing? Just a reminder, you are live in the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. PJB says, I would research UV light before use. Even though it has been proven to kill some bugs, some can be harmful. Good idea, though. Possible. Mike Ross, how are you? Good to see you. Thanks for spending some time with us today. Hey, TT, I think if the U.S. does release money to its citizens, they will all have to fill out a detailed form, which will determine who is deserving of the money and who doesn't need it. That's an interesting point you bring up. However, the way I understand it, the Trump administration wants to get that money out there fast. I mean, like in 2 weeks. I don't think 2 weeks is enough to fill out forms for eligibility criteria, and I don't know. What are they going to base that on? Last year's taxes, their current employer ID code, because every employer has a federal ID code in the U.S. Anyone that pays out payroll where taxes are collected off that payroll has a federal ID, an employer federal ID. So I'm sure they're going to figure it out, but I don't know. And like I said, I'd like to get another 1,000. That could help me, but I don't think I will because I have a substantial monthly pension. What that means, I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. And I'm not going to beg for it, whatever. But if it helps those that are unemployed and can't work from home, again, the key word being here, or key phrase, they cannot work from home. That's going to be very difficult for a lot of those people, single moms, single parents. Very difficult, very difficult. Tom Patrick, I hear cops aren't stopping you anymore for a light out. Yeah, there's hardly anyone on the road. And my good friend, Cheesy Chicosaurus, is in the house. Hello, how are you doing? Nice to see you. If you're not familiar with Chicosaurus, everybody, please pay her a visit, see what she's all about. I'm sure you will not be disappointed. Clay is in the house. Hey Tim, it's Clay. I saw an article that said international flights can arrive in Manila and the driver has to show the passenger's itinerary. I have not seen that. That's very interesting. Where'd you read that? That's pretty cool. Overstay Farang, yes Tim. In Australia, our welfare recipients will all receive $750 after the 30th of March. 750 Australian dollars. Okay. Welfare recipients only, not even workers that have been laid off but have yet to collect welfare. That's interesting, very interesting. People saying hello to each other, that's a good thing there, very good thing. Jim Alver, yeah Tim, government started planning second stimulus package even before putting out the first one. They can't wait to throw money at it. Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of things like that. I believe that. So some of my talking points today, that was one of them, of course. The stimulus package being offered in the U.S. and I imagine some other countries' governments will have to maybe kind of do something similar to keep their economy stimulated and, most importantly, help those that are unable to work from home if they are in fact being sent home. Okay? So if you work in an office and you do data or crunch numbers or admin or whatever, you can probably work from home, yeah? But if you're a server in a restaurant, if you drive a taxi, if you're a cook in a restaurant, if you work a sporting event stadium or something like that, and many others, you can't work from home. How do you park cars if you're a parking lot attendant for a big sporting event at a stadium that holds 70,000 people? You can't work from home. You're not going to do it. So who are they going to give that money to? The other thing I heard today was that they are going to kind of parlay the filing of your tax returns, at least in the U.S. Maybe some other, I don't know how it works in some other countries, but they still want you to file. But if something comes down the road, like you can't, for reasons, of course, that we all understand, and you're late, excuse me, they're not going to assess any fines or penalties for that. So I guess you'd have to maybe visit irs.com or something if you're interested in something like that to find out, but I thought that was interesting. So at least there's some concessions coming from at least the U.S. government, and I have to imagine that most governments are going to install some sort of concessions, you know, to help during the lockdowns. Now, if you're not locked down, you're probably not going to experience any of these concessions. I don't know. If you are locked down, yes, they're going to have to give you some sort of you know, concessions to help you out. So every country's different. Every country's government is going to be looking to do their own things. So I get that. I get that. Let me see here. Jim Albert, yeah, Tim, government started planning second stimulus package even before putting out the first one. They can't wait. Oh, no, I read that one. That's right. I guess it just looked good. I wanted to read it. C-130 money drop. Fly over and let people fight it out. He's talking about taking a plane, a big C-130, dropping money out of it and let people fighting for it. Yeah, that'll be good. That'll be good. I got to see that. Unbelievable. Mr. Mitch Bromwell, PJB, we use UV to sweep the International Space Station. 200 nm for 10 ms destroys the crown on the virus. And I'm sure those are volumes for something there, but yeah, if it works, why not? Cheesy's in the house saying hello. Mr. Rickshaw Philippines, howdy to you, sir. Everybody, say hello to Mr. Rickshaw. There's another great channel. If you don't know him, he's been here a while. He sits down in his shades, getting his tan, and he just talks about everyday life here in the Philippines, being married, some kids, and just his day in and day out activity. But definitely cool to watch. Check out Mr. Rickshaw when you get a chance. PJP, when the Fed dropped the rate to 0, it can't be good for our outlook. Yeah, it's low, isn't it? Is it 0? I knew it was low, but I didn't know if it's 0 or not. Tom Patrick, yes, Mitch, don't they do that to meats? Rickshaw Philippines, I'm gonna look at the Fed. They just threw 1.5 trillion into the markets. Yep, that was the point of our, one of my talking points tonight was the so-called stimulus coming from the U.S. government to inject stimulus to stimulate the economy. So, and I'm no expert on it, but it's interesting. PJB, yes, good idea. You know, people, though they were running and use something before they educate themselves. On the other hand, natural selection works too. Good point. Good point. Panay Crazy Babe is in the house. How are you, dear? Thank you so much. Nice to see you. Yes, absolutely, Panay. Thumbs up, thumbs up. If I don't get thumbs up, my wife throws me off the channel. So, what's that? Which one? Oh, I don't know who's that. Oh, okay. Vicky, Asao Cano 38. Ray says hello. There you go. Clay, where can I send you the article, Mr. Tim? After my next video, just pop it in there in the comments. That'd be great. I'd like to see that. Because I don't use email or anything like that. Jim Elver, this virus has just given all governments a get out of jail card to pin all their economic woes on the perfect scapegoat. Yeah, who would you say that perfect scapegoat was, Jim? I'm just interested. I think I know where you're going with this, but I'm not 100% sure. So just curious. Oh yeah, you can send it on Messenger. Yes, Clay. That absolutely, you can do that. You can do that. Tim Larson, just look for me on Messenger or Facebook. You can do that. And the other thing I wanted to talk about today is how much is everyone experiencing? Because I see it on TV, I see it as I walk around. That where everything's coming to a standstill. It almost looks like, it almost kind of takes the shape and form of some sort of, I don't know, 1950s or 1960s sci-fi movie, you know, where the day the earth stood still and nobody, or the last man on earth or whatever. There's so many different titles, and like the Twilight Zone when they show all the streets just like nobody there, no traffic, nobody walking around. It eerily kind of takes a form of that. Has anybody noticed that? I see that in the reports. San Francisco, California in the USA is totally locked down. And I mean locked down. There is absolutely no movement taking place there. So you kind of sit there and you look at that and you go, man, that really resembles one of those old 1950 movies or something like that, you know, or 60 movies, you know, sci-fi movies. Monster movie, whatever you want to call it, the black and whites. That's what was triggered in my mind. I said, you know, I've seen this before, but it was a Hollywood studio, and now it looks just like that. The only thing that reminds me of something like that, hello, Gerald Liam, he's in the house. Gerald Liam, thank you so much. Is if anybody here is familiar with American football, my team, of course, is the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers is the smallest market in the National Football League. When the Green Bay Packers are playing in Lambeau Field, there's no cops running around the town, nothing. All the streets are empty. You might see some parked cars in neighborhoods. Snow during the wintertime. There's nobody. They're all at the stadium. There's nobody in Green Bay, trust me. So that's what it kind of reminds me of. You know, I said, what, is a Packer game on here? What's going on? There's nobody walking down the streets. That's hilarious. For me, it's hilarious. Okay, where we are? Gerald, yeah, there were GMA News website is report, and GMA is the news, one of the news authorities over here in the Philippines. Gerald saying that the GMA News website is reporting one positively tested case of the virus today in Barangay 69, Hernandez Street, Tondo. Hopefully that street is far away from you. You hear about that? A case has been reported here in Tondo at Hernandez Street. That street is not familiar to me. Barangay 69. No,
I think that's in Rogan.
yeah, I think that's a little ways away from us. Yeah, my wife says that's a little ways away from us. So, uh-oh. You know, it is what it is. Ilonga Blogger still in here. Hello all. Vicky's in here. Cheesy's in here. Cheesy being Casaurus, I'm sorry. Vicky from Panay Crazy Babies in here. One case here in Mandau, Cebu. Mandau, did I say that right? I don't know. I've not seen that word before. That doesn't sound like a big number, Panay Crazy, so hopefully they can get their arms around that. Many are under observation. Well, see, there you go. Tom Patrick, maybe they will let the younger folks draw from their 401k without penalty too. Yeah, you know, I think you have to do something because a lot of people are unable to go to work. We are experiencing that here right now. I'm on the second floor and I have a sliding steel door that, you know, I go down my steps and I have a sliding steel door that lets me out into the street. At night, we put a padlock from the inside on our door, and we also have a bolt on a rope for like daytime use. When I'm not using a padlock, And then when we come home, we just reach in and pull the bolt out, and my trash guy does the same thing, and my water guy does the same thing, and anyone that knows us does the same thing. But here, for the last couple of days, we've kept our lock on our door from the inside. And do you know we've already had, I don't know, 5 or 6 people calling for my wife. Mommy, they'll call her mommy, or Ate Ray, whatever. And we know what they want. They want money. So that's a decision we made. We'll filter through people as they come and go, because those that really need to contact us, or that we need to contact, they can call her. Everyone else, they're going to come right up the second floor, knock on our door, and I understand why they would. I totally understand, but that's unnecessary stress for us that we just don't want to deal with that right now. Jim Elver, the C virus, it's okay to say it if you're not monetized yet. Oh, I didn't know that. Someone says, don't say that on your live stream. Like, all right. And I have been monetized. I've been monetized. My wife gave me some money, and I went out and got me 2 cases of beer in a brown bottle. See? Oh my goodness. Mike Ross, that's like when Pacquiao fights. Streets here are empty. Yes, that's exactly right. Rick Shaw, Philippines. I put up 3 vlogs, 2 days on how I felt about this BS. I think everybody's putting something up like that, Rick. Everybody's giving their opinion, showing people kind of what the situation is, where they're at, where they're living, what's going on. Before this is over, there's going to be so many stories to tell from so many different walks of life, from so many different countries. It's going to be fascinating. We are going to have years of coverage on this, or should I say, different perspectives, how people view this whole issue that's taken place. So we'll have plenty of material on YouTube. I'm sure there'll be movies made about it. I'm sure there'll be documentaries, yada, yada, yada. Yeah, we're going to be able to look at this for a long time, for however long it lasts. So I'm not sure. Welcome to the show, Asawa Kano 38. Thank you so much for coming in. It's nice to see you. Let's see. Clay, is it Larson or Larson? It is the second one, Larson. There are a lot of people with your name. Yeah, but nobody's got the same name that I do. I'm an original. We'll end this right here. I am an original. Everyone else, they just copied me. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, Larson. PJB, what is a safe amount of UV? It will help produce vitamin D. So does the VA. They love to stuff vitamin D down my throat at Mitch Bromwell. Yeah. Before I came over here, I got my medical and a psychiatric, whatever, so I could have my papers in order. So when I get here, I could work my permanent residency here, because some of those are part of the prerequisites. And they gave me my physical, and I mean the whole physical, and they said, you're fine, but we kind of would like for you to, we're going to give you a prescription, if you want to call it that. It's really not a prescription, of vitamin D. I said, what does that do? Which I knew, but I want to hear from them. And they said, it's like you're not getting enough sun. And when I visited them, it was wintertime in Amarillo. I said, nobody here is getting that much sun. It's always overcast, cloudy, it's snowy, it's raining. It's wintertime. It's like end of January, early February. I said, and guess where I'm going? I already told you, guess where I'm going? I'm sorry, sir. The Philippines. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get as much vitamin D as my butt can handle over there. I'm just saying, that's what they said. So, pretty funny. Tom Patrick, yes, it's one thing to see the kids asking in the street. That's okay to me, but knocking on the door is another thing. Agreed. We know who we have to help out, our immediate family or something like that, if we choose to do that. But, if times get a little rough here, my wife and I talked about it. Could I be at risk or under the gun, quote unquote, if I venture out and about? I don't know. I'm pretty sure I've established enough friends and acquaintances here, but desperate times call for desperate measures. So, we'll see what happens. But I'm thinking about it. it's got me thinking about it. Mama Sandy is in the house. Hello back to you. My little sister, how you doing? It's so good to see you. You had a great live today. Thanks for inviting me on. She's saying hello to some people, D. There you go. Gerald Liam, I prepped for this crisis, but made a few mistakes. One being, I am too reliant on Globe for landline and mobile services, and if I get out soon, I will buy a smart SIM and load in case Globe goes offline. Yeah, we have no ideas. I could be here now and blip, if I get cut off. Sorry about whose luck? Mine. Y'all can just go somewhere else so long as you still have internet. So a lot of this could be coming down the pipeline. I am currently on Converge fiber optic, and I'm doing great because for my first 10 months, 11 months, almost a year, I was on Globe Wireless, uploading my videos, watching people's live streams. I didn't go live at the time because I did not have my big banana at the time. But anyway, it took me 18 to 24 hours to upload a 10-minute video. No joke. I got so used to it, so frustrated with it, but I got used to it that once I went and vlogged and I did my editing, whatever, and uploaded, see you sometime tomorrow this time. Yeah, it was so slow. It was slow. I couldn't watch multiple videos on different videos on multiple devices because I like doing that, and I can watch them and make legitimate comments. I kind of know what's going on, if they're cooking or this, that, and the other. And I always play full watches. I never cut anyone short. That's me. I don't care if someone else told me that, whether I believe them or not, doesn't matter. That's just what I do. If I'm gonna waste my time and make the effort to log on and open up somebody's video, I'm gonna let it play, even if I don't care for the content. It's my fault for opening it. I'm gonna play it out and just show respect. I don't care if it's a 22-minute video or a 2-minute video. I just let it play. Sometimes we don't all look at the long videos, the 15, 18, 20-minute. Sometimes we do, but once in a while, we have it playing in the background and we just kind of sneak a peek while we're washing dishes, making a sandwich, opening a beverage, and we just kind of peek in. But I like to have multiple devices so I can knock out and catch up a lot of people. And I don't cheat. I let them all play, and I try to get whatever I can out of each one. Sometimes I'm singular, where I'm just looking at you, and that's it. Just because I'm tired and I don't have the energy to keep up on 3 different devices and 3 videos going at the same time. But that's just me. But if this thing goes out, the internet, yeah, I don't know what we're gonna do. There will not be any more Tropical Tim, at least for the way that goes. Thanks everybody for coming in. You are at the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. Appreciate you all coming in. Rickshaw, Philippines. Clayton Larson got his mug on the pick. Yeah. MK TV is in the house. Sir, good afternoon. How's the situation right now there? Much love to you, Miss MK. Another great gal, another great channel. So I don't get people in here that got great channels. So, for some reason, I'm just blessed. We're locked down. We're locked down tighter than a snare drum. It is what it is. We're doing the best we can. Hope you're doing fine up there. Now, she's in Hong Kong, so much of the initial things coming out started in China, Hong Kong, Korea, whatever. So I think the question is, how are things going up there since you were ahead of most of us, what we're experiencing now? Do you have freedom of movement? Are you in lockdown up there? MK, please share that with us if you could. PJB, they gave me vitamin D and also prescribed a Happy Light. Sucker's really bright. I work underground, so I don't see a lot of sun. Yeah, wow. Let's see. Tom Patrick, speaking of that, my doctor at the VA told me to stop taking vitamin D while I was in the Philippines and to lower my intake to 1,000 milligrams a day. I don't think they knew I would be under lockdown. Yeah, now what do we do? Matter of fact, I still have this big fat old, and it's not a controlled substance, I still have a big old fat bottle full of those vitamin D pills. I took them, they gave it to me. I took like 1 or 2 and I was like, this is ridiculous. I'm going to fun in the sun. I'm going to the Philippines. I'm gonna get more sun than I can handle. And I never finished them. So if my wife hasn't already threw them away, they'll be thrown away. We don't need them. We don't need that. How's everybody doing out there? Mike Ross, my wife asked me for my vitamin D too much. I'm vitamin deficient now. That's good, that's good. Mama Sandi, wow. Took that long to upload. Here, 10-minute video takes only 3 minutes. Yeah. Now that I have Converge fiber optic, a 10-minute video takes, yeah, about that. 2 to 4 minutes, whatever, 2 to 4 minutes, just lightning. When I uploaded my first video after I got my install, I actually sat down in my chair. I think I had a beer in my hand and just stared. I just stared out into space here in my house, my apartment. And I was really taken back by, I was like, what was I doing for the last 10 months? How come I didn't know about this? That it was available, whatever. The strange thing is, we prepaid our install fee and whatever, fees, whatever, when we signed up with Converge in October. That's when I stopped vlogging. I took a 4-month layoff, October, November, December, January, last year. Otherwise, I might already have all my hours or whatever, which I don't care about that anyway, or I would have had my 1,000 subs by then, whatever, because I recently achieved that. That's neither here nor there. So we paid it in October. We finally got the install in January. Yeah, like January 11th or 10th or 11th, something like that. It took that long. It took that long. And do you know, ever since I got it installed, right up the ladder. My subs came through, my hours are climbed, all that good stuff. If you're interested in that stuff, I don't really care. I don't really care. I'm a hobbyist. I'm a talker. I like vlogging where I'm at. I don't need the money. I don't need the money. If that happens, that happens. You don't see, that I'm not monetized, but even if I am, I don't really care. That's not it. But the fact that the enjoyment was, wow, now I'm getting more people to watch me as a creator and an influencer. And that's all I wanted, because I was trying so hard and I was going through the Globe wireless. It was screwing me and I was so angry, but I didn't know how to fix it. I didn't know how to fix it until I fixed it. So lessons learned. Some of us were so stupid until we pull our head out of our own arse and kind of get things figured out. And then we look back and we go, why didn't I know about this before? And it was my own fault. I just didn't ask the right questions at the time. You know what I mean? Jim Elver, Rick Shaw, watched 2 of your vlogs today, part 1 and 2, couldn't agree more. Wool over our eyes. MK Show, we are back to normal, Sir Tim. Oh, look at that. Did you hear that? We're talking Hong Kong now. And just announced that Hong Kong is the safest place in terms of this COVID-19, because Hong Kongers is very disciplinarian. All people here are follow the hygiene, which she's carrying on. Our government of Hong Kong wants to happen. So bit by bit, right now, case of COVID-19 are decreasing now. All of us of OFW, overseas foreign workers, are now having our day off, but provided we must follow I think there's more there, or just the rules, the hygiene rules, the close proximity of people with each other. I'm sure of that. I'm sure of that. Overstay Farang, awesome attitude, TT. Too many tryhards trying to bludge a living off YouTube. Oh yeah, and that's what they want to do. I ain't putting them down. I'm not putting them down. I don't care. They got to do what they got to do. If this wasn't going on, I'll be honest with you, if this lockdown and stuff would go on, I would probably be down to, my goal was to do 2, maybe 3 lives a week. And it was going to take a couple months to feel that out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It would have taken a couple, 3 months to figure out where I want to go, So that was the goal. 2, maybe 3, we'll see what happens. You got to try different time zones, time slots, what works best for you, what works best for your audience, whatever. Because you can't get everyone. Somebody somewhere is sleeping. Somebody somewhere is working. Somebody somewhere is drinking beer and watching this stupid show. But whatever. But that being said, because we're in lockdown and our movement is really severely restricted here, because Like I said, I think I told Rickshaw today, I feel like I'm going through a checkpoint just to go to the CR in my own house. uh, yeah, I'm just going to my CR here. Is that okay? I need to use it. Because everywhere you go, you're going through a checkpoint. It's hilarious. It's hilarious. So because this is going on, I thought, you know what? Why not? If I can come up with some content and visit people out there that I like and just kind of build my channel a little bit better as far as the live goes, because I've only recently gone live, why not? I have nothing else better to do. Either they come or they don't. Either they stay or they don't. No big deal, right? Forget about it. Forget about it, right? No big deal. I'm so glad you're back to normal there, MK. So nice. Hong Kong hygiene rules of Hong Kong government. That's right. That's right. So, how is anybody seeing any of this ghost town effect as you walk out the door? How many out there are experiencing this? Like what would be normal activity and people and cars and taxis and buses and that? It's not there anymore. How many people out there are experiencing this? I'm just curious. And if you do see this, how do you feel about that? What it look like to you? Does it strike fear into you at all? Do you like that feeling of, yes, I've got the streets all to myself, you know, whatever. Tell us what you think, if that's the case. I'd like to hear about that. I really would like to hear about that. Ms. Dora Cruz is in the house. Good evening, dear. How are you? It's so nice to see you again. Thank you for coming out. And now I know Dora Cruz is probably going to struggle making her trips back and forth to Manila, right? Is that right, Dora? Because Dora vlogs that. She vlogs her journeys in and out of Manila on how many jeepneys, a bus, this, that, whatever. And it's entertaining. You should go check it out sometime. MK Show, Sir Tim, I think you need to have a marathon live because you're much better host than Ruffy Tolful. Really? Really? Man, I'm going to need a lot of this if I do a marathon. And you're all going to need a lot more than this than I have if you're going to sit here with me doing a marathon. You're going to need it, trust me. And my brother from another mother, Big E and Cebu. What is going on? How you doing? If y'all don't know Big E and Cebu, anytime you can go check them out. You want to hook up with him? If you don't, he don't care. He'll appreciate you for stopping by. There you go. Dr. Love is in the house. What Mugs It's Organic is in the house. Oh my goodness. Cheers to you, my dear, and I thank you. That's her line, but she doesn't care if I do it, but I only use it on her. And I thank you, that's right. So, is anybody here walking around and experiencing the ghost town effect? Whatever time of day, if you go out and what should normally be hustle and bustle, you don't see that. You don't see that. If you do, if you're qualified for that and you have seen nobody around anymore when normally there should be, how do you feel about that? What sensation do you take away from that? I'd like to know. I'd like to know. For me, as I stated earlier, it reminds me of a 1950s or 60s black and white sci-fi movie where The Day the Earth Stood Still or The Last Man on Earth or whatever. And you know, you see one guy walking down these major metropolis cities and he's the only one there. There's nobody else in there. Nobody else in the movie. And then the movie goes on and whatever happens, happens. But that's what I thought when I first saw it. I was like, wow. And it zoop, right to my head, went to one of those old black and white movies, sci-fi movies. Big E, in Cebu, everyone keeps asking me, what do you think of Tropical Tim making a big impact? Really, really, I hope it's a positive impact because we are not a hate channel, of course. Everyone here knows that. I've got enough people in here that wouldn't allow this to be a hate channel, so that's cool. And I have seen, I think I've seen a couple people putting time out because they were trying to advertise their channel or something like that. Nothing bad, nothing really bad, but all the bad people, they can come in here, they're just not gonna last. I appreciate that. That means a lot coming from Big E and Cebu with that sort of assessment on little old Tropical Tim in the Philippines. Hey, everybody, thanks so much for coming out and joining the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. We're going to be here every day, except Friday. Friday is going to be for sure my night off. I'll take it as I go. Pretty much I want to come in every night. I think I got a little bit to comment or say and kind of engage all my guests and keep everybody going. But Friday's reserved for some of my other friends that do live streams and things like that. So I have to, manipulate my time and shift around. And I never miss Mugs It's Organic Friday nights, along with some other people here and there at different times. And I just need a day off. Y'all need a day off from me. We'll see how it goes. But in any case, thanks so much for coming out and sticking around. I really appreciate that. Dora Cruz, settled something in bank inside the mall, some bills. Wow. You got to go there? You got to go to the mall and do that? That's good for you. Gerald Liam. In the crazy panic to buy the last supplies of rice here in Manila, I bought 15 kilograms of rice, but forgot had no fancy rice cooker, only a nonstick saucepan until the appliance store here reopens. Now, I'm no expert on that, Gerald, but so the rice you have, it has to have a specific rice cooker, because I see Filipinos cook rice in all kinds of pans and frying pans and woks and rice cookers and steamers. And I'm just saying, you know better, of course. I'm not disputing what you're saying. I just see how stupid some of us Westerners are. If we see something for so long, we get attached to it like, well, I thought you can rice is rice. You can cook it in anything. So maybe you know some, or you bought some rice from the same place that Jack bought his beans. No, I'm just kidding. I hope you're a good sport. But yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know rice has, certain rice has to have a certain cooking appliance to be made in there. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Big E, mostly great comments. Wow, mostly. What about the non-mostly? Who cares, right? I don't care. I really don't care, yeah. Asawa Kano, what Mugs It's Organic? MK, Sir Tim. I smiled. One of the posts my friend at Iloilo City, she said only COVID-19 is the solution of the traffic at Iloilo City. Haha, Iloilo City looking ghost town right now. Yeah. Cheekosaurus, Cheesy from Dora Cruz. Big hello to you. See you later. There you go, Cheesy. Mr. J.L. Barrett, hello, how are you, sir? Nice to see you. Thank you so kindly for joining the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. It's good to see you. Liking the chat while I work. Good job. Good. Thank you. I hope it keep you occupied. Don't make any mistakes on the job and then turn around and blame me. Well, you can, but no, I'm sure you're good at what you do. Big in Cebu. Every way you describe Manila, Cebu is opposite. Seems like nothing unusual. Malls are full, shelves are full too so far. Excuse me. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard pockets. Excuse me again. I'm still working on my little cold here, so I'm almost there. I'm almost out of it. I've heard there are some pockets of places that, like Biggie in Cebu is describing, has plenty of food, has plenty of supplies, things like that, whereas other places, shelves are depleted, shelves are empty. I'd kind of like to know what triggers that. What's the difference? Is it the class of people that live in those areas? Is it the intelligence of the people that live in those areas? That most of the people where the stores are still well stocked, they get it. We don't need to be hoarders or whatever. Whereas in other places, they don't care. I'm taking everything I can, spending every last dime, using all my credit cards. That's an interesting subject for conversation. Very interesting. Rickshaw, Philippines. The sun gives vitamin D, but you can't wash it off. It needs to sit on your largest or skin at least 24 hours. See, you all understand what that means? If you didn't know it, the largest organ of our body is our skin. That's right. Some guys will try to dispute that. I'm not going past that. But anyway, so vitamin D from the sun, what he's saying is you have to let it sit on your skin for 24 hours. That's very interesting. And I am not a sun worshiper. I like it, but I can't stand it. And if I do, I have to be very careful because I will burn. I will turn into a red rock lobster like it's nobody's business. And I get burned in the stupid places, the tops of my toes, my nose, my ears. Yeah, really bad, really bad. So my wife will make sure that I put on, SF number, whatever you want to call it, some sunblock or sunscreen, and put it on my face. And then I can go and hang out at the beach all day, and I look stupid as crap. Nobody wants to come up to me. I can't get the beer boy to bring me a beer down by the water because I've got like white lotion all over my face. But that's the only way I can do it. It works for me. It works for me. Whoops. And I'm not much of a tanner. I think if I went out there and constantly sat in the sun, I would have to burn first, peel again, and then finally the tan would show up. I don't think I want to do that. That's just not worth it to me. Oh my. Let's see. Gerald Liam, as a European, I rarely eat rice unless eating out in a restaurant and can't imagine cooking rice the old-fashioned way in a saucepan. I get that. When these fancy electric rice cookers make the rice perfect. No, that's right. That's right. There are some appliances out there that make rice like just flaky and fluffy and puffy and just all those cool things. So you're right. You're right. But if you're dying for rice, just absolutely dying for it, get you a little bag of oil from the Sorry store, a flat pan, and just keep turning it, man. Throw some garlic in there and a little bit of onion and just keep turning it. It'll eat. It'll eat. Not as good as you would like it, but it'll eat. Big in Cebu. No, because we saw in Western Cebu, Toledo all over, and Cebu City, Ayala Mall. Biggie continues, we just didn't have any known case of the virus. So that could be a reason. That could be a reason why in his area the stores are not being punished and everything being taken off the shelves. No cases as of yet. So if that changed, would the people there change their attitude or outlook? Possible. It's possible. Hey, you're at the Daily Exchange live with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. Thanks everybody for coming out. Some of the things we talked about briefly, our topic of discussion was the U.S. has announced that they're planning to provide a stimulus package for residents of the U.S. To help small businesses, the airline industry, the hotel industry, things like that, and in addition, provide stimulus checks, payments to tax-paying workers. I don't know in what income bracket, as much as $1,000. So just to help them get by. So pretty cool, pretty cool. It's a start if they do that. Have you heard anyone out there, your government's doing anything similar? We did have one comment earlier about what Australia's doing with people who are on their welfare, I believe it was, something like that. And also that with tax season coming for the US, deadline to file is April 15th. Unless you file an extension, they want you to still file, but you can make your payments if you end up owing. You can make it late with no penalties. So they're going to waive all that little junk stuff like that. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. So something is better than nothing, I think. I hope. Jim Elver, Tim, don't cough into your hands or the CV police will come down on you. Yeah, and they won't let me in my CR. I have to go through a checkpoint just to get my own CR, right? Very good. Dora Cruz, Rickshaw, Philippines. Sun is the best source of vitamin D, but sad to say, some Filipinos, especially women, hate to be exposed in the sun. Well, me, I go to the sun, but not much, just enough. Yeah, the sun isn't for everybody, and for some, they can't get enough sun. That's what makes us people, humans, different. So that's cool. That's cool. So if me and Rickshaw, Philippines ever go to the beach and we want to hang out with our wives or do whatever, he'll be right down there in the surf, baking all day, and I'll be up underneath a Nipa hut. I'll be sucking my beer, he'll be sucking his beer, and we'll have to have our conversation via cell phone. How you doing down there? Is it getting hot? Oh, you're digging on it? Yeah, nice and shady here into this Nipa hut. And we'll have a great party. We have to do what we got to do, right? So it's all good. It's all good. Let's see. Prepper, how you doing? Hello, boys and girls. Nice to see you. Mugs, and I thank you. She's greeting expat prepper, and back at you. Pinoy Ahoy, everyone go say hello to Pinoy Ahoy. Go check them out. You might see some good stuff there. Remember, my philosophy here is find somebody that you don't recognize. Every time you come to my show, get a pencil and paper, put it down there, and find one, maybe two people that you don't recognize, especially new people that come here. And during your week, you got nothing to do. Once you go away from my show, or 3 days from now, tomorrow, go look at somebody, go check them out. And if it looks like they got something that interests you, hook up with them. Hook up with them. It could open doors for you. And I said it before, I've hooked up with people and ended up leaving them, not like unsubscribing or nothing like that. We just didn't have nothing in common. But I actually brought in people from their YouTube world that I'm very close with. Go figure. Go figure. So you owe it to yourself to check out someone new. Don't just stay in your little box and be afraid to step out of it and go look at somebody new. There you go. There you go. Sal Cano, Mr. JL, check your video. Love the cooking of baked beans, just not for TT. What do you mean? I like baked beans. Oh, she's talking about after the baked beans, like 12 to 24 hours later baked beans. Sorry about your luck. Mugs, it's organic. I just water the soil. Hope they will grow, expat prepper, but Petsay and mustard sprouted. Wow, really? That's nice. That's great. That's great. Mugs has just done some gardening, planted seeds and stuff like that. She ran a video on that. Really cool, really cool. So hope you all get a chance to check that out. So how's everybody feeling when they walk out their door and they see what looks like to be a ghost town from where normally there's a whole bunch of people? That's part of our other topic of discussion tonight. You walk out and you expect to dodge people and dodge trikes and dodge jeepneys or wherever you're from. In Australia, you're dodging kangaroos, you're dodging buses, you're dodging other Aussies, you know, hustle bustle, but now you don't see it. You don't see it. In New York, dodging taxis and cars and oh my God, delivery guys on bicycles and just all that. But now you don't see it. How does that make you feel? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you see that? Do you stop and do you take stock in it? Do you take notice? Do you ask questions? Are you fearful? How different does that look to you? Well, bump them. Expat Preppers telling Mugs it's organic. Those wild tomatoes grow weeds. Yeah, they do. That's right. Door Cruise, host idle your loudspeaker while preparing for dinner. Yeah, yeah. All these people like Mugs and Door and Betty here, Betty Spaghetti, Cobble and Betty. They all go on and be listening to you in the background. You're going to go cook. Why don't you all bring some of that stuff over here? Bring all your ingredients over here and cook here. That way you can see me live, and I mean really live, and I get to eat. I get to eat. What's wrong with that? Isn't that cool? So, yeah, that's what's going on. It seems like the news is changing every day. Every day, it's just changing. You hope you don't hear nothing worse. You want to hear the news as it's changing or evolving for the betterment. But we have no guarantees on that yet. So do you think that the governments around the world are doing the right thing with the quarantines and the lockdowns? Do you think that is the right direction? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about your daily routine being changed like I talked about last night? These are all things we have to ask ourselves because everything involved with this, there's stress right here. There's so much stress put right in front of us. We have to be able to deal with it, you know? Otherwise, even if we all come out of this on the other end, smelling like a rose, what have we lost through all the stress that we had to cope with or deal with? And I get it. There's some stress that is just intolerable and unbearable. So, you know, if you see somebody that you think is having a bad situation and they may be stressing or they're complaining heavily, or you can tell. Maybe put your arm around that person. Well, from 10 feet away, and Talk to that individual. Ask them, how you doing? How's it going for you? What's going on? I think that's helpful. And as human beings, that's all we can do is just lend a hand and say, not a physical hand, of course, not now, but just kind of ask somebody, how are you doing? Do you need to talk to somebody? Tell them I'm not an expert, but you want to vent, and then maybe you can vent back to them. Who knows? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But we're seeing a lot of things going this way. Okay. Lizzie Caput, hello, how are you? Yes, here, TT, haha, can hear your silent viewer. Nice. Welcome. So nice to see you. She's shouting out everyone. Solid Cano 38. That just reminds us we don't have to be so wrapped up just for work. It's time to look at our family and enjoy them. Yeah, here's a good time to do that. Here's a good time to do that. You may not have any choice. I watched a video on somebody today, and it was kind of a rather long one. It was, 20-some minutes. Of not putting these folks down at all. I like them. I actually like them a lot. And the husband has been relegated to working at home. They have 2 small girls, something like 6 and 3, and he's not looking forward to it. He is absolutely not looking forward to it. He thinks it's going to be a great burden. Now, he was just being honest. He was just, you could see it in, first she was talking to the wife and then he was talking. You could just tell he was not happy about the situation. So for him, his venting, his stress reliever is getting out of the house and going to his workplace and being gone long enough where he can come back and enjoy his wife and his kids, whatever. And I'm not saying this is specifically his case, but it almost sounded like that because he was like, man, I really don't want to be here. Of course, he loves his girls. He said that. Love my girls, love my wife, but to have to work at home and plug in 8 hours a day, being stuck there with them 24 hours a day for 2 weeks, that wasn't jiving. That was not holding any favor with him at all. He didn't like it, but he's got to deal with it. So he was venting that. He was talking about it. And I thought that was really interesting. I really did. Rickshaw, Philippines. As a full-blooded Iroquois, which is an Indian, oh, there it is, Indian. I do not burn, I just get darker. But use soap on face, pits, down under. The rest just rinse with water and washcloth, easy to soak in vitamin D. So for him, because his heritage is Indian, Native American Indian, he can absorb the sun better than most. So he's got it made. So Rickshaw, I think you should open up a tanning salon. You just have to be out there greeting customers. Look what it did for me. Look what, I think you'd kill it. You'd absolutely kill it. And everyone agree? He's that dark. He looks good. He's all bronze and all that, but want to find out? Go check out and visit Rickshaw, Philippines. But yes, definitely opening up a tanning salon. And if you do, I want some stock options in there, because all you have to do is be the person that greets the customers as they come in and they'll go, wow, I want that. just thinking out loud here, no big deal. Mugs Organic. Mary Lizzie Captain Betty Spaghetti at Tropical Tim in the Philippines. What? That's not her, is it? No, it's not. Rickshaw, Philippines. Last report, 95% of Filipinos deficient in vitamin D. Now, how could that be when they're surrounded by sun now? But as a general rule, Filipinos and Filipinas, they fight hard to get out of the sun. They do not want to be in the sun. If they get on a jeepney, they try to pick the side that, as they know their route that they're going, where the sun's not on their backs, back here out of the windows. Or if they get on a Victory liner and they know where the sun is during the time of day, they try to pick a seat that is opposite of where the sun is coming through the windows. Even though they got curtains, they can close it and pull it shut, whatever. But it's fun. It's fun to watch them. It's fun to watch them do that. It's human behavior at its finest. It really is. Tom Patrick, we sent balikbayan boxes with a lot of Western food like Bush's baked beans, clam chowder, Western spaghetti sauce, Spam like that stuck in Iloilo. They can't travel here. I heard some people are stuck where they're not from there. They're not. I heard of some cases. Is anyone else? I've heard of some people, many, who are stuck in places that they're not even from there. They don't know anybody. Don't know if they got money for hotels or if the city there or community, municipality or their community is going to put them up. Or I'm hearing stories about this where people are kind of stranded. Yeah. That can't be too cool. Now, I can see the baked beans, the bushes anyway. I can see the clam chowder. But spaghetti you can make here. Tom, you can make spaghetti. I make killer spaghetti, and I make it from here. The first thing is I like to use linguine, so I use linguine. I use fresh cut tomatoes, garlic, whatever for my sauces. They've got Prego here. They've got, they've got Hunt's in a can. So there's a few, wait a minute, they got Ragu. At least up here they do. It's expensive, but by the time you pay the Balik Bayan shipping, you know, I don't know how that works out. But the other thing is we do not use beef. We do not use beef. We use carabao. We don't use beef for anything. We don't buy beef. We only buy caribou meat. Man, big difference. And we buy this much for beef stew and caldereta and things like that. And the rest of it, when we buy, 4 or 5 kilos, we have it ground, and that's going to be our ground meat for hamburgers, spaghetti, tacos, whatever. That's just what we do. But yes, Tom, you should be able to make your own spaghetti if you can cook. Now, Spam, they've got every flavor Spam here also. So I didn't know if you knew that. I was just sharing that with you. It's all cool. Biggie and Cebu, same Augustus. Biggie and Cebu continues, same situation that happens in Arizona. And he also continues, they avoid the sun and have the vitamin D deficiency. Yeah. That's just what I've noticed. My wife hates the sun. She hates it. She wants it to be warm and hot, and she likes that part, but she doesn't want to be under the sun. And there she is, the one and only Betty Spaghetti. Betty here, Cobbling Betty's vlog. Welcome to the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. You are live. I appreciate everybody hanging out. So good to see you. Hope you're all having a good day. I hope any of the stresses that have been created by this global crisis are not creeping up into you. You're able to keep them at bay, shoo them away, stay with the people you like, you love, a friend, a neighbor, talk to them, talk it out. To be locked up, quarantined, locked down, whatever you want to call it, and sit there and pout and be mad and be angry, that's not going to do you no good. Like I said, when we come out of this on the other end, smelling like a rose, you are not going to be smelling like a rose because you just took years off your life by stressing out over everything. Yeah? Anyone agree with that? I think so. So nice to see you, Betty. So happy to see you. There's another really good friend of mine and yours, if you want her to be, and that is Kerdapia Ann Vlog. Ann, hello, how are you? So happy to see you. Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to come on down. Tom Patrick Tacos, yeah. Yeah, everyone's greeting each other. That is so nice. There we go. So, again, if you don't know anybody in here or there's somebody whose name you don't recognize, write it down. Simple, pen and paper. And when you get time, go and visit them and see if there's somebody you want to hang out with. Because you can't always hang out with me. I don't want you hanging out with me forever. Just most of the time. It's all good, right? It's all good. So you're all great. So again, has anybody here so far walked outside and seen what should be hustle and bustle, busy people, this, jeepneys, trikes, or wherever you are in your world, and all of a sudden now it's like a ghost town? And if you have, what was your first reaction? How are you feeling about that? That's it. It's real simple. Jim Eller, OnePlus for the Lockdown Daily TLS. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate that. Hey, can you come over for a minute? I am caught up. Look at that. And I got so many great people in here. I'm going to step away just for a minute So I'm gonna call the righty out of the bullpen. Oh, hold on 1 second. She'll be here in a minute. I appreciate that, Jim Elba. Has anybody seen anybody? You know, it's early. It's early. What is this, day 4? Has anyone seen anybody kind of go into a defunct mode, a depression mode, or something like that? And if you have, do you just look at them and say, poor fool, poor person, poor soul, you know, or do you throw them a lifeline and try to help them, or even an attempt? We can't help everybody, but as a human being, you know, maybe we can just at least offer to say, hey, how you doing? You okay? And kind of see where it goes from there. You're all adults. You'll be able to figure it out if it's somebody just scamming or, you know, lazy or whatever, but you might be able to provide some insight, some direction, some referral, and be able to tell somebody, hey, you know, why don't you try doing that or try and doing this? And that's all I got for you. That's all I can tell you, and hope you get better and see if that works for you. It doesn't hurt, right? It doesn't hurt. Because I imagine a lot of people are going to be kind of looking around, what do I do now when the stresses build on them or this whole situation begins to affect them? You could be the next one. You could be the next one. Think about that. You don't know what you're going to wake up to tomorrow. You hope when you wake up tomorrow, it's going to be normal. It's going to be normal. That's what we want. We want to be in our routine, and we want everything to be normal. But what if it's not? What if it's not and you're out of answers? And you're in despair and you're out of hope. And don't think that any one of us aren't too far removed from those possibilities. It's possible. I'm just saying it's possible. Right now, we could, before this happened, we could almost predict a little bit, kind of how our daily routine and our life was going to go. You know, we have an idea. We have a clue. Do we still hold those beliefs today? Do we have an idea? Do we have a clue? How worried are we when we lay down and put our head on a pillow and close our eyes? What's our last thought now? We know what it used to be. What is it now? So if you do see someone in despair or kind of confused or whatever, maybe it's okay to throw them a bone. Maybe it's okay to throw them a kind word. Maybe it's okay to just recommend, hey, why don't you go see so-and-so, or anything. If they take your advice or your offering or whatever it is, great, fabulous. You did a humankind thing. And if not, there'll be somebody else maybe the next day or something. But think about that, how we feel when we lay down and what's our last thought. Before this happened, now what are we waking up to and thinking? Very confusing, very confusing. Hey, I want to thank everybody for being here at the Daily Exchange show with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. I'm going to step away for just a quick moment right after I read these couple comments, but I will be right back. Cobham Betty, is so nice to see everybody here. Mayo Altingia, yeah. She's good. Tom Patrick, there you go. Helen, shout out to Cardapia. Yes, everyone greet everybody in here. That's how we survive this. That's what runs a good channel. That's what makes people want to come back. That's what makes good people want to come back. When everyone's silent, no one's saying nothing, well, that's not healthy. But people are shy sometimes. I get that, but there's nobody shy in here. I know everybody in here. Everybody reach out and say hello and make a friend. It might open doors for you. Biggie and Cebu, as you, the king of beers, how did you distinguish when street people have a legitimate need versus making up a story for alcohol or drugs? What do you do to help guide you? Well, that's a good question. How do you distinguish when street people have a legitimate need versus making up a story for alcohol or drugs? That's a good question. We don't know that. Now, imagine this, and I said this the other day on my live. Imagine this. The street people, at least here in the Philippines, this is how they make their living. And they're holding their hand out for coins, a couple pesos, whatever, a sandwich, food, leftover food, whatever, from the passerbys, right? Yes, they are. They're basing that on the passerbys. Well, guess what? When those passerbys are locked down at home and told they can't come to work, now what do those street people do? I can only imagine. I would hope the government could step in and do something, but what are the guarantees on that? I don't know. I absolutely don't know. But Biggie brings up a good point. Is somebody legitimately bona fide in need of assistance and they've done everything they possibly can, or are they just a druggie or alcoholic, looking for a free handout? You're going to have to determine that for yourself. Everybody still, even at the lowest level, is a human being. So you're going to have to determine that self. If you're going to help somebody, what is the level of legitimate help? I get that. I absolutely get that. Once again, you are at the Daily Exchange live with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to stretch my legs because my back deems that I do that. And I'm going to put you with the best part of the show. See you in a couple minutes.
Hello, everyone.
That's off on Big E's long counter. I already did this.
Hello, Kabalen. Grab two, Tom Patrick said. Okay, Biggie says, as you are the king of beers.
Oh, I read that one.
Oh, you already read that one.
Up there.
Tom Patrick say, we're okay. I pretty much staying in during the lockdown. Send the wife if we need anything. We're doing okay. I do the same thing. I do the beer run, food run, any run. Hopefully I don't catch anything while I'm out there. You gotta be careful about that too, even though. I don't know. I don't know a lot of people. Are they scared? Why? Why people are so scared? Oh, Yaka Balen. No, I'm not really good at this. But I was talking to a bunch of ladies here, earlier. It was fun though. But this one I can't see anybody but myself. I hope it doesn't take that long. Don't know much what to say. Is everybody okay? My Minnesota Filipino experience. Morning, Tropical Tim. Good morning. This is the asawa. Morning, Tom Patrick. Or evening to you, right? Good up, ya. Saan ka ba kayo? Hindi ko alam kung sa titingin dito. Lang ulam. Kanin lang. Bala na siya. Woot! Nasanay na din ako hindi naman ako pasanay. Minnesota Filipino experience, hello. Thank you for coming in. How's everyone anyway? Is everybody okay? We're just here if you guys need anything too. Thank you, Mugs. You won't like it. It's a freaking loud thing. The beer guy is coming. He went to get 2 beer, not 1, not a beer. He got 2 beer. He'll be right back. There. By the time he gets back, the number is going to be so low. He'll say, what did you do? You kicked them all out? I thought out a hamburger or ground beef. I guess we'll be making spaghetti, Betty. That sounds good. Yeah, spaghetti's pretty good. Yeah, we don't do sugar or sweet spaghetti. It has to be the American way. Did you stretch now, babe? All right. He's back. Minnesota Filipino Experience looking for you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Okay, thank you for that. That was good for me. I hope it was good for you. Welcome back. You are live here on the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. And look who's here. My friend Mary from Minnesota Experience. Awesome, nice to see you. He's been showing you more in the cam lately. So nice you could join us today. I hope you're doing well. We have some topics that we were talking about. We'll get back to those in a little while. Betty Spaghetti. Let's see. Okay, there's. Let me try this. Kanin lang sapat na sabaw ng langbir haha. And that timeout that I just took was brought to you by beer in a little brown bottle. That's right. So I'll let you all figure it out from there, right? How you doing, Mary? It's so nice to see you. If anyone doesn't know, my Minnesota Filipino Experience, you owe it to yourself to go check them out. Really nice family. Her and her husband, John, and her son, Tyler, show you some really cool things up in Minnesota and what their life is all about, what it's like being a Filipina, married to an American, living up in the tundra, the cold weather of Minnesota. So when you get time, definitely go check her out. Kardapia Ann, my Minnesota Phil Experience. Hello. My wife rocked. Oh, come back here. They want you back. No, I have to do this. It's like singing for your supper. If I don't do this, I don't eat. So that's just the way that goes. Mitch Bromwell at Tom Patrick. If it doesn't launch this morning, we will enter Cape Canaveral pad and disconnect the explosive ordnance. I'm glad you're doing that, Tom. Or, Mitch, I don't want anything to do with that. I don't think I do. I'm not sure. My Minnesota Filipino Experience. Yep, she's heading to work. Yeah, I guess it's about that time, huh? Yep, she's got to head out. Brush that snow off your windshield if that's going on there right now. If it's cold, bundle up. Freezing here. Let's see, inside the house it's probably a nice 75, and outside it's about 93. Something like that. I don't know. I'm not sure. So there you go. That's what it is. But hey, you can't beat weather in the Philippines. You just can't beat it. That's why when I hear expats just chronically complain, and I don't see that many, but when I do, and they chronically complain about how hot it is, I just shut up and I stare at them. I'm like, what are you doing here? There's other places you can go, right? Lizzie Cobbhead, times for you, Tim. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. You are live on the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. And today we were discussing that the U.S. government is about to release a stimulus package into the economy to help those that are out of work, to help sustain certain industries like small businesses, the airlines, hotels, just to name a few, because nobody's using them. I haven't looked up prices for a flight, but I can only imagine what they would be. Cheap, and hotels and things like that. So fast foods, I guess they're only featuring drive-throughs. I'm sure delivery services are just getting hammered. Wouldn't it be great to have a food delivery service in any country right now? Wouldn't that be great? It's unfortunate the reasons why they would be exploding in business, but hey, nonetheless, there's an opportunity, because somewhere when we come to the end of this, I'll bet you some people, some companies will actually make money off this. Humans are opportunistic people. It's just the way it is. So through all this, if you can think of something that might benefit the public in a way of creating yourself a business on the side, think it over. There's nothing wrong with it. You're not taking advantage of anybody, but now that this situation is upon us, could it happen again? Is it possible that we could relive this either in our lifetime or generations to come, what would be some really cool services to provide in times of need like this. Just something to think about. So if you're a capitalist and you're an opportunist, now's the time to get the wheels turning up there and see what you can come up with. And you never know. You never know what will happen. Let me see here. What do we got? What do we got? Mallows, 1963. If you can't stand the heat, stay out of the PI. I say that 100%. You are live at the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. And we thank you so much for coming by. It's nice to see you. And if you have to go, that's fine. Go and then come back. And once again, if you see somebody in here you don't recognize, by all means, get you a couple of these devices, write their name down, and when you get time, go pay them a visit. It could open doors for you. You never know. You never know. My good friend, let's see, Jeannie, Cheat Horse is in the house. Hello, Tim and all. Everybody say hello to Cheat Horse. Lovely lady. Great show. Fabulous show. You got to go check her out. MK TV. Lizzie Kabid, hi, be my friend. Yes, of course. Muggs is Organic saying hello to Jeannie. Malow's 1963. Yep, that's right. Stay out. I already read that. My phone scrolled back down. Muggs is having dinner, so she's in the corner now. I often send Muggs to the corner. She's a bad girl. No, she's a cool girl. She's absolutely cool. Kardapia Ann is also listening. Thank you so much for that. Mitch Bramwell, Tropical Tim, trying to get a SpaceX Falcon 9 off the pad in 1 hour with the Starlink satellites for internet worldwide. 12,000 total each, weighing 500 pounds. And for any of you that don't know who Mitch Bramwell is, go ahead, look at his name. It's right there in front of you, Mitch Bramwell. Go check him out. He's not a super duper vlogger. He puts out short little videos, but his videos are actually really cool. And he is down there at the launching pads where they send rockets and satellites and all kinds of other stuff up into space. So if you're into that stuff, or even if you're not, you might learn something. You might learn something. So go check out Mitch Bramwell, guys. Excuse me. Let me see. Check out the Rileys. Check out the Rileys. Check out the Rileys. Check out the Rileys. Oh, check out the Rileys. There you go. And do that. Do that. Just what the name says. Check out the Rileys. Go see them. How are you? Bill and Mercy. One or both of you. Doesn't matter. Love you both. Great couple. Great show. Jim Albert. Tim, with the lockdown, are you allowed to be out during the day, right? Yes, there's movement allowed here. But depending on where you go, how far you go, you just got authorities. Let's just call it that. And some of them you can recognize, and some of them you can't. And they're just coming up. Excuse me, sir. Where are you going? Where are you from? Where do you live? Things like that. You just kind of go with the flow like that. So yes, you can. But at night, not so much. They want people off the streets. You know, that's what we're dealing with here. So day 4 of a 30-day lockdown. And what could be better than being here at the Daily Exchange live with Tropical Tim in the Philippines, just to try to kind of take some burden out of your day, kind of make things a little easier for you, share a joke or two, talk about a topic or two, friends meeting friends. That's what this channel is all about. Not much more than that. Not much more than that. That's all we try to achieve here. So if that works for you, by all means, keep coming back and tell a friend. Tell a friend. Say, hey, want to meet some cool people? Go over to the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. And if they don't like it, you know, that's fine too. That's cool. Malow's 1963, I heard this virus will mutate and return in 10 years. You know, again, I'm not a biologist, I'm not a pharmacist, I'm not a scientist, nothing like that, but you kind of wonder of all the wars that have been raged over the planet's history from way back up till now. Think of it, all the wars, the battles, the conquering that has taken place over one country and another country and whatever, the dominance of certain regimes and things like that. Isn't it amazing that when we talk about everybody has their own idea of how the world will end. Oh, the world's going to end. We're doomed, whatever. What is your take on the world is going to end, or what has it been? Like the sun exploding, of course, we're going to be ashed into smithereens. We're gone. We're goners. Is it nuclear war, all-out nuclear war? Is it invaders from another planet or another galaxy, or what is it? Is it the oceans rising and covering up? Is it 3,000 volcanoes going off around the world? Is it typhoons and hurricanes? What would possibly bring this planet to its doom? How many people stop and give thought to the enemy that we can't even see? We can't hold it, we can't smell it, we can't touch it, but it sure can touch us. And that's the one we're talking about, some sort of virus or bug or disease or something like that. I think that's the one that I fear the most, and kind of always have. I've always thought that, no, I don't think it would come down to a nuclear catastrophic event or some cataclysmal natural disaster like volcanoes and hurricanes and typhoons and just whatever, or something from outer space, or something internally within the Earth's structure. It's possible. All these things are possible. But I have been a proponent, not that I talk about it, that I think it's the invisible microscopic enemy that could take down the human race. I believe that. It's so possible, so possible. So I'll be glad to take your takes on that. Big interview, nobody ever goes, not when the big TT's in the house. Isn't that nice? This one's for you, Big E. And I thank you. Muggs, she heard that. Yeah, get in the corner, Muggs. Tom Patrick, 81 degrees here and love it, 34 degrees back home, snow is melting. There's a positive in there, at least it's above freezing and the snow is melting. I grew up in Wisconsin, and that's heavy snow, a lot of cold during the wintertime, beautiful springs, very nice summers, and fall is my favorite time of year. I like the fall. That being said, the time of year I hated the most was the time right between winter and spring, when all the snow was melting, it was slushy, it was always wet. It was never hot enough to get rid of it real fast, but it was just kind of a slow process where, you still had to shovel slush, or your feet were getting wet, your shoes were getting wet, you were stepping in dirty, slushy ice puddles, things like that. So that was not my favorite time of the year, when winter was changing over to spring. Once spring arrived, fabulous, no problem. So I know what you're talking about there, Tom Patrick. Mitch Bromwell, God bless everyone, going into a no-go zone for cell phones. Okay, Mitch, if you come out of there and you're still hanging, by all means, if we're still here, you're always welcome to come back, you know that. So everybody say goodnight to Mitch Bromwell. If he gets back, he does. If not, we'll see him again on our next version of The Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. Thanks for stopping. We appreciate you so much. Rickshaw, Philippines, Malos 1963, I mutate every 10 years also. Tom Patrick, we all remember, well, some of us remember Lost in Space or the Jetsons, how some of it has come true. Yes, I was talking about that the other night on my LS. Things that were happening in the cartoon series, The Jetsons, are with us today. Things that were happening in Star Trek are with us today. Remember I did that? I said, 3 to beam up, Scotty. But that's a cell phone, right? Now, we haven't been able to teleport, and do that, but maybe that's coming. Maybe that's coming. I don't know. We'll see. That would be cool, huh? I'd be like, Muggs, I'll be right over. Get some beer and wine. Or to anybody else, Betty, I'm coming over for some spaghetti. Mars is in the house. Hello, my sister. How are you? It's so good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Mars is here on the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. We're so happy to have you. My Minnesota Filipino experience is still here listening about the virus. Here, cases are going up. So she's in Minnesota, and she is saying cases are going up. Let's hope that they can corral those cases and get those people better and back on their feet, and we don't have any issues with having to say goodbye to anybody. Nobody wants to see that happen. So one of my other questions this evening, some of you have already heard it, was when we walk outside to what's normally hustle and bustle and cars and taxis and this and that, jeepneys here and tricycles, now you walk out and you don't see any of that. What was your first impression? How did you feel? What was the first thing you thought? And what does that do for you? What does that do for you? I just thought that was something interesting. I know what it did for me. It made me think of like I said, a 1950s or 1960s black and white sci-fi movie or something like that, where this guy's walking down in this huge city and there's nobody there. He's the only person on the planet, or something like that. That was the first thing I thought when I was walking down the street and there was nobody there. And we're talking about Tondo. We are talking about Tondo, where hustle and bustle here and people on the streets is infinite. It never ends. It's forever. It's ongoing. It's constant. There's always somebody on the streets in Tondo. Not anymore. Not anymore. Very interesting. So nice to see you, Jeannie. Thanks for coming in. And Cordapia Ann is still hanging out. Wonderful, wonderful. So does anybody have any short or long-term plans about where they want to be when this is over? Is everybody cool? Is everyone okay where they're living at now? Or does this make you want to pack everything up and go somewhere else? And if so, why? What's going to be different about where you are versus where you're going? I don't know. I can't say there would be much in that at all. But it's possible. Some people may say, again, once this is over and we come out on the other end, maybe they feel like they weren't supported enough where they were. And they feel, I want to move somewhere else because I just don't think they did enough for me, my family, my neighbors, whatever. And they just want to pick up roots and go somewhere else. I've heard of that. I've heard some people talking about that. So I was curious and I thought I'd pose that question to all of you. And if you're good where you're good, that's fine too. Because remember, we are creatures of habit and creatures of routine. We do not like to disrupt our lives so much. How do you think it was last year? That's a lot of changes for me and my family. Me, my wife, and my kids. 20 years, but we were used to it. Moving around, being assigned to a new duty station every 3.5 years. Around the world, we were constantly moving around. So then once I retired from the Navy, I did my second career in the U.S., 21 years, in the restaurant industry as a general manager, area director, and we moved, but not as much. So then to again pick up and make a major move, from the U.S. here to the Philippines, for us it wasn't so major because I had already moved once from the U.S. to be stationed in the Philippines, from the Philippines to Washington State, from Washington State all the way across the country to Washington, D.C., from Washington, D.C. over to Scotland, from Scotland into Mayport, Florida. It's a lot of moving around. So for us coming over here, it wasn't such a big deal, but for others, it could be a big deal. Can be very tense, very stressful. For us, piece of cake. Once we arrived here, we got our hotel because we had jet lag, of course, we're tired, and we stayed at a Red Planet Inn, and we didn't do anything. Within I'm going to say 30 minutes, let's say 45, by the time we checked in and we were actually in our room, I'll say maybe 45 minutes, guess what we were doing? We were walking down the streets in Binondo, not Tondo, Binondo, looking for a place that sold San Miguel. Can you imagine what was on my mind? And no, that wasn't the most important thing in my life, but yeah, it was like beckoning. It was calling to me, and I was like, yeah, we're here. We're finally here. I got to have a San Miguel. I really have to have a San Miguel. And so it was like, what, 1 in the morning? Yeah, it was because we arrived at like 10:30 at NAIA, Nino Aquino International Airport, Manila International, whatever you want to call it. And within 30, 45 minutes, we were walking the streets of Binondo looking for a place that sold San Miguel, and we found it. And I bought a 6-pack, and I drank it back at the room. So that was cool. And those are memories, you know, those are just memories. Memories that we treat ourselves to. So I'll never forget that. That was a great experience. Let's see here. Yeah. Oh, that's what, yeah. It was a 7-Eleven. We didn't like go bar hopping or looking for a bar. We found a 7-Eleven, and I was shocked. I was shocked. So anyway, it was there. They didn't have the bottles, and I prefer the painted label bottles. They had cans, but I was like, you know what? Give me the cans. Give me the cans. They had other beers there and stuff too, but yeah, you know what I was looking for. That's right. Because I was thinking about it, you know, so I'm here. I want to enjoy the moment. I want to celebrate the moment. So let's go find some San Miguels. Ronnie Lott, welcome back to the show. How are you? Nice to see you. There's Jim. Just got to ride it out. Thanks for coming in, Jim. It's good to see you. A lot of people saying hello there. That's awesome. Jim Elber, yeah, Tim. Want to go to Wuhan and shout out? What were you thinking? Yeah, right? I know. I haven't even heard anything. I have not even heard anything from where this supposed virus originated in Wuhan, China. I've not heard much. I mean, that was in the news. It was real top heavy. And if anyone else has, please share it. But I have not heard anything about Wuhan. Hey, you are in the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. We're so happy that you're here. Thanks for stopping in. By all means, meet and greet some people in here, some wonderful people in here, wonderful. Good followers, good YouTubers, good influencers, good creators. I'm not one of them, so, but there's plenty others in here, plenty others, so go check them out. Tom Patrick, I can do online banking and pay bills back home. We have security cameras I can watch anytime of day, thinking I'll stay right here. I love the Philippines and the people. Yeah, Tom Patrick, I don't know how long. I think you said you were here for 3 months. Do you already have it in the back of your mind or some sort of plan if you are unable to leave when that time comes? Please share that. I'd like to know what you're thinking about that. Yeah. Nice to see you again, Rodney Lott. Roger Miller, welcome to the show, Roger Miller. It's good to see you. Appreciate you coming back. Last flight out of Davao tonight. Tomorrow, no more flights, in or out, domestic or international. And the stranglehold, you know, just gets tighter and tighter. And we're hoping that it's for a good reason. My Minnesota Filipino experience, just leave a message and watch at least 3 minutes of our video. Hey, that's all she's asking. That's all she's asking. She doesn't care. Mary does not care if you join up with her or not. I'm telling you right now, she'll appreciate you for stopping by. But you'll hook up with her. You'll hook up with her, trust me, or she wouldn't be in this show. Yeah, I've only connected with, see, I've never been a proponent of just going in, subbing. I don't do that. And I have a lot that I'm not in close contact with. That's neither here or there. But I tried to, over time, build and sustain and keep, and then build again off of a core group of really cool people that put out good content that appeals to me, that are true blue friends, that understand you can't get around to them every day and watch every video and go to every one of their lives. They get that. And that's who I like to associate myself with. And it works. It's a great bonding. They know everyone has a life, or that you have a life. You do want to get back to them, but they understand it's not going to be every day because you have other people you have to get to, and you have a life, and you have a wife, and you have a husband, and you have kids, and whatever. And you got seeds to plant, and you got spaghetti to make. Not mentioning names. So keep that in mind. Hey, you are live here at the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. It's so good to see you. It's so nice of you, Mary, from Minnesota Philippine channel to come in. It's really good to see her. Dora Cruz still here. Lissa Albicio vlog, better late than never. Hi, host. Good evening. Yes, how are you? So nice to see you. They just keep coming in. The right ones keep coming in. Jeannie Cheetors is still in the house. It's good to see you. So, how's everybody coping with this? Is everybody, how do I put this? There's so many strategies for each one of us to deal with this, because if we feel we're spending a lot more time in our homes than we normally do, yeah, it's kind of cool. It's like camping out. It's fun for the first few days, a week, 2 weeks, but what about when it gets up to a month, 2 months, 5 months? Not saying that's going to happen, not saying that at all, but what if it does? Now is the time to prepare yourself for, let's say, the worst case scenario. So if things like this right now bother you, what's it going to be like if this thing continues? These state of affairs in whatever country you're in, it's going to be different. It's going to be a different world, at least for a while. So I would just ask you, don't let it beat you up. Don't let it stress you out. Don't let it control you. Make the best of every situation, and stay around with the people you like. That's the best thing. Oh, and by the way, the income tax, the IRS tax season is upon us in the States. Not sure how that works in some other countries. And they're saying they still want you to file, but if you owe money, if you think you have going to end up having a debt to the IRS, they will let you do that late, and they will not assess any fines or penalties. So, it's something. So keep that in mind for those of you like Tom Patrick that make billions of dollars a year and have to pay in millions of dollars a year. There you go. I saw that on the news feed today, so I thought that would be interesting to bring up. And Tom Patrick says, there he is. I'm just sharing, if we can't leave in 3 months, we're going to be okay financially, and I have bases covered. Not sure about medication though, since we are not near Manila VA. Okay, so here's Mr. VA Manila expert. Right here, right. No, but I do know a lot. And of course I did a video, and I know you know that, some time back. If you go online, it's possible, and you connect with the VA Manila Clinic, you could potentially, theoretically, register with them online, and I don't know, I would say ask them questions about it, and my guess would be, worst case scenario, depending on the severity and the severe need of your medication, you could get them to communicate back with your serving VA in Massachusetts? No. Yeah, no, Maine. I don't, whatever. That one escapes me, but, and see if they can authorize the VA to fill that prescription. Now, if you can get all those little things worked out, they will actually ship it down to you. Yep, by courier. They will do that. So it might be something worth looking at, Tom. I'm not sure. Bulletin, newsflash bulletin. Today, VA Manila Clinic just came out with a flash message, because I get them, I'm signed up with it, that they are not open. But they still have the online thing. I think somebody's manning that, where you can talk to somebody and ask certain questions. So try that, see if it works. I'm not sure. It's something. In the event you get stuck here and you need that medication. Hey, look who's in the house. Mike Alcalian, Florida Keys Mike, clean behind the stove and refrigerator after 3 years bored. Oh my goodness. Gerald Liam, the exit clearance certificate process that the BOI require is so ancient, and 1 to 2 weeks for clearance not being unusual. I wish that would make the required checks faster like other countries do. What's interesting is my wife just went Monday to immigration, and there was nobody there. They were open, and there was nobody there. She said she was stunned. There was like nobody there. but they were staffed and they were open. So, you know, if you have some immigration issues or visa issues to work, this might be a good time. And don't know how far yours is from wherever you live, whoever needs visa information or has anything to do with visas, but you may want to check in with them. A, make sure they're open and they're staffed, and B, if you can get through all the checkpoints, whatever, to go see them. So just something to think about. Roger Miller, if it goes too long, people are going to run out of money to buy food. Yeah, I think that's a good possibility, Roger. I really do. And then everyone's going to be waiting on the government, their local municipality, their barangay, their county, their state, whatever the case might be. So that's a real possible issue. And let's hope it doesn't get to that. Dora Cruz, idle this afternoon. I visit houses of your friends. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. And thanks for visiting houses of my friends. I'm sure you're going to make lifelong friends there. While having dinner, your lig speaker, you're my radio. I'm like a radio? Oh, okay, that's cool. I like hearing that. I never thought of myself that way, but that's just the way it is. And speaking of that, there we go. I had a little feed problem there. Hey, you're at the Daily Exchange live with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. So good to see everybody here. I got people from all parts of the world. That's the wonderful place. If you don't recognize somebody in here, go find somebody and go look them up and make a friend. Jim Elver, I'll give it a couple of weeks before we start seeing some unrest. Cardapia and blog. And I agree with that, Jim. And I got something to say about that. Hopefully I remember, I don't get too far off track. I remember Cardapia and blog, my good friend Ann. She's saying, the aim of this global crisis, from my own view, is for everyone to have time to the family, for those busy families. Need fresh air, no pollution, no traffic, no crime, no garbage, because everyone is at home. That's a wonderful statement. That's a great point, Ann. That's a great point. This is an opportunity for families to reunite and rebond and kind of like a forced reunion on us, right? So take advantage of it. Make the most of it. Try to create happy times, happy moments. Sing, pray, eat. Just do the best you can, and keep those in your prayers that may not have those opportunities. And I'm talking about people that can't get back to their families, people that are on the streets that have no families, families who have already lost loved ones. We're under the gun for a lot of different reasons. Don't let it stress you out. Just stay focused, stay happy, stay together, and we'll be fine. We'll come out of it. We'll come out of it. I can't tell you what news feed you need to listen to or what you should buy off into. I don't do that. I'm not qualified to do that. You're just going to have to make your own sound judgments, your own decisions on what's going on around us day in and day out. And it almost seems like every day we wake up, it's going to be just a little bit different. Just a little bit different. How significant? I don't know. I can't tell you that. But what's going on today and what the norm is today may not be the norm tomorrow and the day after that. I think there's going to be some bouncing, because I believe our governments and the officials and authorities that we elect to public office, they don't even know. I don't believe they know. It's a pandemic, a global pandemic, and I think they're kind of figuring it out as they go. So that's where us as adults have to decide what's believable, what's not believable, and how we step forward every day in our life. So that was great. That was great, Cardapia. I appreciate that. I'm going to go back to Jim Alver for a minute. Now, here I'm in Tondo, and I have to think about, and my wife is already talking about it, if things get chaotic and it stays like this for a long time and people out of work, do I become more at risk? And of course, I love the Filipino people, and I love the Tondo people. That's why I'm here. Do I become more at risk, a sort of potential target, if I go out and about on my normal routine? Desperate times call for desperate situations. So I have to take a step back and take stock into everything that's going around me, and maybe step it up and be a little bit more vigilant on when I go, where I go, whom I go with, you know, maybe just keep it point A to point B and not go all around God's creation here like I normally do. So that's just something in the back of my mind that I'm going to have to think about. I have faith in people. I don't believe in the bad of people, but I'm not naive and stupid either, where, you know, I have to be vigilant, maybe, and be just a little bit more cautious in my movements in and around Tondo, or maybe anywhere. I mean, this could apply, what I'm saying could apply anywhere in the world, and you all know what I'm talking about. Kabul and Betty, that's why I really need some self-discipline and must stay at home, must start at home. That's right. Life is more important than money after all. When it's gone and things get better, sure, government will help. Let's hope that's the case, Betty. I really do. Dora Cruz, you're saying I'm buffering? I might be a time or two. I don't know. And normally I don't buffer. I don't buffer at all. Oh yeah, I look pretty good there, so we'll see. I'm all right. So just could be something in the airwaves. Now keep in mind, I think everybody's internet is going to suffer some sort of interference or lag time, because guess what? Everybody's at home. Everybody's at home, and guess what they're doing? What's that? Yeah, the internet's going to have a virus. Yeah, it's possible. So if everyone's at home, guess what they're doing? They're not watching reruns of Gilligan's Island, I'll tell you that. Everybody's online on their phone, so the surge in usage is going to spike and go up. So expect, if you're running a live stream, if you're trying to watch a video, if you're trying to upload a video, no matter where you are in the world, if people are being locked down, now you're going to see a surge. I think. I'm not an internet expert. I don't know, but to me, it's almost like a 1 + 1 = 2 thing. I got to believe heavier usage is going to cause some slowdowns and things like that. Just what I think. I'm not sure. Hey, you're here at the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines live. Thank you all for coming out. It's so nice to see you. Rickshaw in the Philippines is saying his is buffering to the max. So Rickshaw is struggling to keep up with us, but that's all right. Well, his heart is in the right place, his head is in the right place, and his finger for typing in text is in the right place. He just might not be getting through so much, you know. Look at my good friend Graham. Everyone say hello to Graham. Welcome, Graham. It's so good to see you. Thanks for coming in. You are at the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. Great guy, Graham. If you guys don't know him, check out Graham. Judy Fisher, wonderful lady, my good friend. Hello, how are you? It's so nice to see you. And look who's in the house. Jeb Jam Raw. Jeb Jam Raw is in the house. It's so good to see you, James. Thanks for coming out. We appreciate you stopping by. Tom Patrick saying, doing okay, Judy? We are here in Calibu, Aklan, Philippines now. Kabul and Betty, just come to think of it, don't be so hard-headed. Some policemen and health worker risking their own life for people, but most of them don't ever listen. If we comply and start, and then we won't take. Yeah, that's right. She brings up a great point. Look at all of the public officials and servants that are out there in the front lines, directing traffic, directing people, having to enforce the lockdowns wherever they might be. They're putting themselves at risk. Why? Because they are right there amongst a lot of people every day. So salute to them. In any country, the public officials that are at the checkpoints, and they're putting themselves in harm's way, whether you want to believe that or not. They don't have the luxury of staying home. They have a job and they have to work it, but look at the kind of job they're doing. Same as in medical staff and people that have to care for those of us that are afflicted with this terrible virus. So really nice that you said that, Betty Spaghetti. Gerald Liam, had I wanted to fly out of Manila before lockdown, I doubt I could have sorted out the BOI ECC, which is the exit clearance certificate, in time. In the longer term, whilst I enjoy staying here on a long vacation, it puts me of retiring here. Yeah, see, what he's saying here, folks, ladies and gentlemen, is he may have to rethink his status going forward. It's possible. And I have a feeling that may happen to a lot of us. It really could. It really could happen to a lot of us. Bluish Aqua, hello, my dear. Welcome to the show. It's so good to see you. We have a wonderful panel in here tonight. Everybody, everybody in here is wonderful. So anyone who wants to conversate or meet somebody here, great time to do it. You won't go wrong. And Bluish is saying hello to Ray, Roger Miller. Graham, hello. You waiting for your free check from the government like I am? Trump wants to hand out $1,000. That was one of my topics tonight, that the Trump administration is haggling over, and I think it's going to be done. They're just talking about, whoops, they're talking about, I was reaching for something here and I yanked out one of my plugs here. And I can't hear nothing. This just prevents me from talking too loud because I have a kind of a baritonic voice, and it can get away from me once in a while because I think I have to yell into the speaker of the little cell phone or whatever, into the computer, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Trump administration is talking about doing a stimulus package to help small businesses, the airlines, hotels, a different selected list of industries that are going to suffer a great deal because of this, because nobody's using it. What about the oil industry? If people are locked down, see, I was thinking about that, the oil and gas industry. If people are on lockdown, how much gas is being pumped? You know, it has to have come down. It has to have come down, the usage, because a lot of people aren't going to work. So I'm curious about that. And the stimulus package amongst those industries I spoke to also includes potential for $1,000 check to American tax-paying workers. What are the requirements? What are the income levels to qualify for that? I have no idea. I don't think I'll get that, not because I'm here living in the Philippines, but because, I don't know, I already make, you know, I have a pension. And it's not a small pension, and it ain't the biggest pension, but so I'm not worried about it. If it goes to somebody that needs it, I'm fabulous with that. I don't care if I don't get. I hope they don't give it to millionaires. A millionaire does not need $1,000 check. So let's hope that doesn't happen. Hey, you're here live with Tropical Tim in the Philippines at the Daily Exchange. Thank you so much for coming by. You're all wonderful. Cobble and Betty. Wait, Tom Patrick. Yes, stay out of the tunnels at night. I think so. I think so. For now, anyway. For now. But man, I love translating in them at night. Cobble and Betty. It won't ever take 2 months, then things get really better. That's my own opinion. And point of views, Cheryl, just heard it from a Pinoy just sharing. I don't know if I translate it well. No, I think I know what you mean. You're hearing, or you're assuming or hoping, whatever the case might be, that this may only last 2 months and then things will get back to normal. Let's hope it doesn't even last that long. None of us know. None of us know. Only the governments, the powers to be on the planet, they know, or at least they're still trying to figure it out, and hopefully they come up with a solution so we can get back to some degree of normalcy here. Thank you for that, Betty, so much. Judy Fisher, Tom Patrick, are you unable to leave? I don't know how he answered that, but I think Tom Patrick came over here for 3 months. So I think that's going to be an up in the air thing as of now. But of course, day by day, week by week, as we get closer to his end time, he'll find out more. Bluish Aqua, hello everyone who are here. How are you? Isn't that nice? Roger Miller, don't cough in public or they might grab you. Yeah. Big E, how about reruns of Hogan's Heroes? I'll do that. I'll do that. I will definitely do that. And I've got a smart TV, and of course I got YouTube on it, and believe it or not, I watch a lot of your videos on my smart TV, big screen, and you know, so it's kind of cool. So I got that going. I'll have 2 or 3 other phones or devices. I have a tablet, and I'm watching one video after another, trying to keep up when I'm in that mood, like, okay, time to catch up with some of my folks. So that's kind of cool. But yes, Hogan's Heroes, bring it on. I know nothing. Schultz, yeah, that's right. Dora Cruz, Roger Miller Graham. Good for the money will be given by your government. Don't know if your Congress will be okay with the plan. Of course, everything has to go through Congress, and as we know, Congress in the United States, the majority is Democrat. So, you know, if they want to push back and make Trump look bad, and I'm not talking or saying I'm a Trumper or not, this is not a show or a place to talk politics, but we can say little things like this. If they want to push back against him, and you know what? I don't think they will. If they push if Trump, the Trump administration, and the Secretary of the Treasury came out and mandated that this is something they were going to do, could you imagine the backlash if the Democrats turn that down? Wouldn't be good. Wouldn't be good. That wouldn't be good at all, because there's a lot of people that are at home that can't work. And I would hope all governments could follow suit and do something similar. Do a little something similar. I think that would be cool. Graham, Trump is copying a ploy that was used to stimulate the economy by the Australian government during the 2008 crash. Okay. Mary from My Minnesota Filipino Experience, Tropical Tim, it's time for us to part ways. Signing off for now. Thank you so much, Miss Mary. Everyone go check her out, My Minnesota Filipino Experience. What a lovely lady, lovely family, great channel, and just warm up to her because she needs the warmth. She's up there in Minnesota. Have a great day at work, and we'll see you again real soon. And I'll be around to check on you. You know that. Tom Patrick, Judy, we are under lockdown to no plan to leave until the end of May. Wow. As it stands, now we would be stuck. I wonder if by that time even they allow foreigners who want to leave to be able to leave. Not sure. But Tom Patrick, it can't be that bad. You're in the Philippines with your wife, a Filipina. It just can't be that bad in the end. Yeah, you got your stuff back home and all that. Eventually you'll get back there. But hey, maybe now's the time to start thinking of a plan in the event you cannot leave. Is there somebody back home for any of us that can go look in on our home, go look in on our goods, you know, the things we own or whatever. You got somebody standing by that can handle business for you. It's just something to think about, something to think about. Have a wonderful day from My Minnesota Filipino Experience and your wife. Yeah, she's wonderful. I'll keep her a little while. I've been with her 40 years. Yeah, I'll keep her a little while. Muggs, she's back out from the corner. Who let you out of the corner, Muggs? She's saying hello to Graham. She misses him. Okay, Blue Aqua, hello, Jeb Jem Raw. Yeah, Jeb Jem Raw coming here. That's just awesome, James. So cool. And I know he's got to be busy getting ready to go do his thing. It's early morning on the East Coast of the United States, and you are here at the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines live. Let's see. So you both around, stay cool, safe. Yes, we absolutely will. Graham says, I arrived in La Union just in time for the lockdown. Yeah, isn't that something? It's just something. How our lives are, the created disruption is how I like to call it. The created disruption. None of us wanted it, but here it is. And I'm going to keep saying it. It's going to create undue stress. Push back on it. Because we want to come out on the other end of this tunnel where the light is, wherever that light is, looking good, feeling good, being the best we can be, learning from it, and not aging or creating health issues by stressing over stuff that right now we really can't control. We can't control it. So keep that in mind. I would hope that you could keep that in mind. So many people reaching out to each other saying hello. TT, is the air pollution clearing up? I'd say it'd probably be a little while, but yeah, you know, isn't that funny how there might be a silver lining somewhere in some catastrophic event with all the jeepneys being shut down and transportation coming to not a halt, but significantly impacted and reduced. Yeah, you got to wonder. He brings up a good point. Will that allow for some of the air in Manila and big metropolises like Manila around the world to clear their air? I don't know. Not sure. I can't see why it shouldn't. That's a good point, James. Cobble and Betty, then if you get bored when day passes by, do the lemon challenge, Tala challenge, and flower challenge, or drink beer like TT, right? See, she's figuring it out. Oh, okay. She's figuring it out. Betty Spaghetti, Betty here, Cobble and Betty's vlogs, is she's figuring it out. She's talking about ways to keep the moment light, keep your day light, because we know we're going to have stressors coming in front of us that we never asked for, all because of this situation. We already all had our certain little stressors every day. We know what they are, and we knew how to combat them and get around them, but we're getting ones thrown our way that we didn't want. We didn't choose them. That's a different kind of a stress. So look at her talking about, just keeping it light and fun, and that's really cool. That is really cool. Like that. And there she is. Lady Farmer Thinks Big is in the house. Hello, Lady Farmer. So lovely to see you. And Lady Farmer rocks. Another great channel. Go check her out. That's all I'm going to say when I tell you go check people's channels out. That's all there is worth saying, because I'm pretty good at scrutinizing other people's channels. No, I think I am. And I kind of have a multi-tier who I think is worth looking at. And the base platform for me on who I want to connect with in the YouTube world is the person, the individual. After that, then I'll consider their content and subject matter, if it's for me. Then I'll consider the length of their videos, if all they do is live streams, which when I go check someone out, I'm like, oh man, all she does is live streams. Yeah, do I want to subscribe to her just to see her 2 and 3 hour live streams? I could, but I don't think that'd be fair to her, because I already follow so many live streams. You know what I mean? So maybe someone like that, nothing against her, maybe I wouldn't become a subscriber of hers, because I don't know that I can commit to her. Things like that. I build up my platform, but it all begins with the person. If I like the person, by watching them, I'll watch 1 or 2 videos, and if I think they really believe in what they're doing, I'll take it from there. That's just me. That's just me. Melanie Layson, hello. Her and I are new friends. Check that out. Isn't that amazing? Melanie Layson, everybody greet and say hello to my new friend, Melanie Layson. We just watched a couple of each other's videos here recently. We hooked up in another chat room. Here we are. Look at her. Here she is. Is that cool? That is so cool. And there's Expat Prepper greeting Lady Farmer. James Olger is in the house. Really love it. And he's loving every minute of the lockdown. Yeah, but he's retired. He doesn't have to work or nothing like that. But he's spending time with his wife, and he's spending time with his kid, and maybe a couple family members here and there. So make the best of the opportunity. Just like Cardapia Ann said before, you gotta look for the silver lining in the dark cloud, and this is a good time where you can reconnect and rebond with your family members if we are in this, lockdown. That's just the way it is. Just the way it is. Hey, you're live at the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. So good to have everybody here. Can't tell you how much we appreciate that you're here. Hope this is providing you with a way to just kind of get away from things for a little bit while you're cooking, while you're eating, while you're standing in a corner like Muggs, it's organic. But I understand somebody let her out, so she must be behaving herself now. And we're just trying to provide a venue, a format for you to come and meet people, because this is a station that features friends meeting friends and talk about current events, some issues, things like that. No experts here, none. I don't claim to be an expert. I'm pretty good at this. Pretty good. I'm somewhat qualified. Not overly, just somewhat. Outside of that, I'm not an expert. I just like to bring to the forefront a few topics for us to discuss, because I think that's healthy for us to make some discussions about things. Scott Expat in the Philippines is in the house. Thank you so much. It's so good to see you. And again, welcome James Olger from Jen's family. Check out Jen's family. Scott Expat in the Philippines. How Tropical Tim in the Philippines. And Ray, kumusta maganda, Gabi and sayo inyo lahat. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that. It's nice to see you. I enjoyed watching you and your dog go on your long walk, and I thought that old castle, no, that barn from the 1790s was still had part of it standing up. That's really cool. When I was stationed in Scotland, I used to go stomping castles, and that's really cool. And I was stationed there for 3.5 years. You could go see what they call derelict castles, castles that were no longer in use but still stood there, and they had tours through them, and also castles that were still lived in. The family lived in like a third or a half on this side, the bloodline from centuries ago, and then the other half or third or 2/3, whatever you want to call it, they varied. That's the part you could tour. That was the historic part of it. But yeah, it was really cool. So when Scott Expat in the Philippines ran that video, I thought that was really cool. Thomas Shelby, welcome. He's ready for a Corona Cash. Yeah, that's right. Welcome to the show. It's so good to see you. Cobble and Betty. Okay, we'll be in the background on Tim, but listen for a while. Okay, I know you're going to be there, so if I call your name, you'll come running, right? Betty Spaghetti? Betty here. Cobble and Betty's vlogs. She's wonderful, absolutely wonderful. Okay, the news is on over there, some kind of bulletin. All right, it's about foreigners stranded at the airport. I'm not gonna follow that too much. I can see it later, watch my news feed, and if it's worth talking about on my next show here at the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines, then I'll do it. Sound good? Expat Prepper, Trump can keep his check. I want some of that gold in Fort Knox. Yeah, don't we all, huh? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be cool? That'd be awesome. Bluish Aqua is greeting Kabaland. James Olger, Trump wins the election because of virus. If they say he wins, if House says no, he wins a no-lose situation. Possibly. It could be. But again, this is not a channel to talk politics. There are many political channels to go, and you can just go out there and do whatever you want. Nothing against you, Jim, that's fine. But I do know for a fact that in a small channel like this sort of thing, when you allow politics into the conversation to different varying degrees, it can become disruptive. It can get ugly, people get opinionated. So we tend to leave, you can say one little thing about something, but we want to kind of leave politics out of it. It's just not healthy for a small channel like this, for the channel's health. So if everyone can go with that, but your statement was fine, nothing wrong with it. But yeah, we definitely want to stay away from politics. Thomas Shelby, if we all get some of that Corona cash, make sure TT gets his cut. Super chat, 10% of it to him. I'll take it. That'd be cool. Now see, that has something to do on the border or somewhere about politics in the end, way down the road, but it's not a political statement, so that's cool. That's all cool. Because we don't want anyone to get upset in here with whether they're Democrat, Republican, Independent, whatever. Otherwise, then I'm going to get political here, and I'm going to talk. I'm going to get a bottle of Red Horse and a bottle of this, and the fight's going to be on. I don't know who's going to win, but game will be on. No, I know who's going to win. So anyway, there it goes. So nice to see all of you here. Roger Miller, James, don't forget Hillary got more votes last time, so who knows? Yeah. Jeb Jam Raw, Mr. James is still hanging out with us. That is so cool. Jeannie is still in the house. Jim Scholes, welcome. Good evening to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining the Daily Exchange Show with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. Nice to see you. Lots of people saying hello to each other. That's what I like the best about my channel so far. People are coming in just saying howdy, hello, greeting each other, meeting new people. Can't ask for more than that. All you gotta do is sit there and say hello to each other and listen to me ramble on. That's easy enough, right? Get you a cold iced tea, glass of milk, cup of coffee. Everyone's got their own thing, right? And just sit back and relax. Meet some people. Rick Shaw, Philippines. Thomas Shelby. Tim don't take cash only. Yeah, that's right. Put the beer in there. Let's see. Dora Cruz. At least Tropical Tim Idol and your wife have choices, Philippines or USA to live. Yes, we do. Because I'm a U.S. citizen. She's a U.S. citizen. So we do have a choice, but we're not looking to go back. No matter how bad things get, we've already made our decision, and our decision was to live here in the Philippines because I already lived in the States for, not counting time out of the country with the military being stationed overseas in the Philippines and in Scotland and all my deployments. That doesn't count. I did 59 years in the States, and I've seen a lot of things, and in my heart was carved out, I want to live in the Philippines. So that's why I'm here. Real simple, real simple. I'm lucky. I got to fulfill my dream, what I wanted to do, and bring my wife back home to her country because she followed me around for all those years, supporting 2 different careers of mine, having 5 kids. So I felt that was the least I could do for her. And I like the Philippines, so it works for me. It works for me. And I hope whatever your goals are in life, that it ends up working for you. I really do. I really do. I like to see people. You don't have to be, that doesn't make you a success. It just means you've reached the epitaph of your goal, where you're trying to get to. And I hope you got one. I hope everyone got one. If you're happy where you're at and you like the little house or big house, or you're living on a cul-de-sac or in a 5th floor penthouse in a city, or wherever you're at, or maybe if you live under a bridge like Scoot, if you're happy and that's the destiny that you want, and that's where you want it all to end when the time comes, that's what you should work on. Then you need to achieve that. And that is a form of success. Doesn't make you a rocket scientist, doesn't make you a millionaire, doesn't mean anything except your own happiness. And I think success is all about your own happiness. Hey, you're live with Tropical Tim in the Philippines on the Daily Exchange. It is so good to see everybody. Thanks so much for being here. Scott Expat in the Philippines. They're cool to look around, Tropical Tim. Yeah, look at Lady Farmers there, James Ozier. Tim, good to see you're not stressed, but I'm waiting to hear when the beer runs out. Yeah, you had to bring that up, didn't you? Somebody here commented today on another live stream, was it? Yeah, that they were going to hoard and buy up all the beer and then sell it to me for a profit. And I simply told him, I said, why would I pay you for beer when I can just hire a couple local Tondo thugs to go steal it for me for pennies? I have a plan. I have a plan, James. Don't worry about it. Lady Farmer saying, Jeb Jam, Raw, Door Cruise, Scott Expat in the Philippines saying hello to a lot of people. Lady Farmer, I really hope it's true too. Hi Expat Prepper, como esta? There's some more hellos there. Isn't that nice? That is so nice. So, excuse me. For those of you that are new to the show, one of the topics or questions that I had asked this night, in going outside now, where normally it's hustle bustle, a lot of people, a lot of traffic, cars, taxis, buses, jeepneys, tricycles, wherever you are in the world, and you know it's busy, but now you go out there and it's deserted or desolate, severely reduced. What did you first think? How did that affect you? For me, I said it reminded me of a black and white 1950s or 60s sci-fi movie where some guy was walking down the streets of New York City and there was nobody else on the planet. Just something like that. That's just something I thought of when I walked out there, when there should have been hustle and bustle, and there was nothing. There was absolutely nothing. So I was just curious. I was throwing that out there. If anyone has experienced that so far in their communities or in their commute or whatever, and if so, what did they think about that? Jim Elber, the Hello Channel. Yeah, that's right. Lady Farmer thinks big. Gray condom now. Condom now wears the red one. Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, I thought I was behind it. I'm not. Okay.
Looks like it's here.
Yeah, that one is. James Ozier, Tim, are you a success? Yeah. Yes, I'm a success. I'm a success because I was not born with a silver spoon in my mouth, so I had to work for everything I had to get. And we've heard that story before. We've heard that. Didn't ask for anything, didn't get no help in the way of financially or nothing like that. I got help in the way of somebody giving me a good swift kick in my butt and putting me on track whenever I fell off the tracks, get me back online and telling me how things are supposed to be, the way you're supposed to handle things. We all need that when we're young. And man, I needed a lot of it. Not that I was a bad kid or nothing like that, but yeah. So to leave my home state of Wisconsin, join the Navy, end up in the Philippines, who would have thought that would, I'd never imagined these things. Never in a million years, I'd never imagined these things. Hook up, meet a beautiful young Filipina, go through all the paperwork, marry her legally, bring her back to the States, have her travel with me to every duty assignment, every duty station throughout the world while my 20 years in the Navy, to have 5 children with her, to do a second career and for her to stand up behind that one, all the while she's experiencing a new culture, a new language, all those things. Because remember, now she's the foreigner when she's in the States. Pretty much, kind of, basically. We're all foreigners, but if you want to go back to lineal heritage. So for all that to happen, and then for me to fulfill her wish to one day return to the Philippines, to retire, yeah, and my kids are doing well, I'm successful. Because I'm happy. I'm happy. Best I can put it. Shooting Stars in the house, another great channel. Welcome, Bruce. It's so good to see you. Thanks for coming over. Another great channel, guys. I said it before, I'll say it again. Go check out Shooting Star. If you do, bring a roll of paper towels, because you are going to need them. You're going to laugh so hard. Things might come out of different orifices of your body. And I'm just saying. I don't know which ones, but very nice. So nice to see everybody here. So nice to see you all chatting with each other and introducing each other and greeting each other. That's a really cool thing. As long as you're happy for what you have, that's good. That's right, Dora Cruz. Lady Farmer is laughing out loud. Overstay still here. Genmark Almaden, hello. Welcome back to the show. It's so nice to see you again. I know you were here the other day. It's really good to see you. Rickshaw, Philippines. Wasn't deserted here. Waited 1 hour to get through GMA checkpoint. Wow. So at least this day, this moment, or whenever this happened with Rickshaw, he didn't experience any desertion or abandonment of the streets at all. It was packed and he had to wait an hour just to get through a checkpoint. So we're seeing different things, I guess, you know. Dora Cruz, it reminds me during my young days, 60s and 70s, too many cars and not so much traffic. Yeah, it actually takes you back and makes you think a little bit, doesn't it? Rickshaw, Philippines, my temp was too high, so I bought a chuck roast and held it to my forehead. Then they checked me again. When they did the temperature scanner on Rickshaw's forehead, it was up. They said it was too high, so he went and bought a chuck roast, a cold chuck roast, and put it on his forehead and went back through, and they passed him on the checkpoint. That's priceless. That's pretty good. It's going good, Star. It's going good. Thanks so much. Oh, I see what you're saying, James. I thought you were asking me if I felt that I was. I appreciate that. If you feel that way about me in the short time we've known each other, and I know you are too. I can tell with your family and what you're doing. So cheers to you. I really appreciate that. You're welcome, Bruce. Anytime. Mars is in the house. Oh my gosh. So nice to see her. The only thing I know about Wisconsin is Milwaukee Tools. Really? You obviously don't drink beer, because a lot of beer comes out of Milwaukee. You don't know about the Milwaukee Brewers, the Milwaukee Bucks, Summerfest in Milwaukee. I was going to say Harley Davidson, but it's actually not in Milwaukee. It's just north of Milwaukee. Yeah, there's a lot of things there in Milwaukee. You'd be surprised. A lot of different things in Milwaukee. But I'm not going back. I'm not going back. That's just the way it goes. Hey, I appreciate everybody coming over here to the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim. in the Philippines live. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all you being out here. Scott Expat in the Philippines. Tropical Tim in the Philippines. It's not like that here. It's still busy, but Kohl's and Woolworths are seeking workers to fill shelves because they're empty. Prime Minister Scott Morrison calls for calm. You guys still have Woolworths there? I didn't know. I think all the Woolworth in the States are gone. Am I correct? I haven't seen a Woolworth since damn near since I was a kid. That used to be the place to go. But I haven't seen a Woolworth for, oh my gosh, so long, so long. So I heard that somewhere else too. Different stores are doing a hiring blitz, which, you know, might help the people that are out of work, that can't work from home, to help restock grocery shelves and things like that. So maybe something good and positive can come from that. I don't know. But yeah, we have to keep the store shelves stocked. And I cannot believe that store management at the CEO level of a chain of supermarket stores, the CEO level on down, didn't already devise or have in place, even before this happened, they didn't already have in place something in their SOP. And an SOP is a standard operating procedure. Every business or company normally has a standard operating procedure. If this happens, do that. If it's a natural catastrophe, typhoon, hurricane, tornado, flood, fire, do this, and this. This is what you do with the customers. This is how you get them out, or keep them in. Lock the doors and keep them in. If you get a thief or a holdup artist or whatever, or if the roof collapses, or if you have an injury, a customer slips, these are all part of the standard operating procedures. I cannot believe that none of these chain supermarkets didn't have somewhere in their standard operating procedure a procedure to prevent hoarding. You know, simple rationing. You know, what are you doing buying all these canned goods and toilet paper or whatever it might be? For me personally, somebody dropped the ball on that. And I would like to talk to the people that created the standard operating procedure. You mean to tell me of all the supermarket chains around the world, because we've heard of the hoarding taking place around the world on specific items or many items, and nobody in their infinite wisdom thought to build into their standard operating procedures a procedure to guard against crisis situation, to prevent hoarding, so there would be enough to go around for everybody. I'm shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. I don't believe that. But you know, who am I? I'm a consumer, so that's the first thing I would ask. I'm like, can I look at your standard operating procedure? Why are you letting this bee in front of me grab the last 15 rolls of multi-pack toilet paper? Because I hear toilet paper is one of the things. I just want a roll, or you know, a pack to get me and my family by. You know what I'm saying? I would be asking those questions there, but it is what it is. So somebody there isn't too intelligent, because that should be built into the standard operating procedures as far as I'm concerned. I want to thank everybody here for being on the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. It's so good to see you. Okay, so what do we got? Okay, Woolies is one of the large grocery chain here. It may not be the same Woolworth that we had in the States. Woolworth in the States used to be like the old Ben Franklin 5 and dime. Just kind of your little variety store, something like that. They were never big stores. They were a big company. And as far as I know, they're gone. But I could be wrong. I haven't seen one. Scoot Expat in the Philippines. Safeway from America took it over, then a group of Australian farmers took it back. Really? And got Woolworths up and running, mate. A group of Australian farmers took back Safeway or Woolworth. That's hilarious, really? I'd like to meet them guys. That's priceless. That is too cool. Overstay. Hey, Scoot. Hey, Scott. I did say hey earlier too. Oh, there we go. Tom Patrick. Looks like you're short on a couple thumbs up. Please, folks, hit the thumbs up. Not that he needs it since he's richest guy in Tondo. Ah, there we go. That's right. That's right. Yeah. No thumbs up, and I don't eat, guys. That's the bottom line. She's going to count them at the end of the night, and she's got her quota, and if it doesn't happen, I have to go through the tunnels here in Tondo to find food. Don't you feel bad for me? Overstay Farang. We can't get answers here, guys, and nobody is admitting to hoarding. Yeah. Yeah. I could, that's just a subject that is stuck up in my crawl that, you know, and I don't want to beat a dead horse to death, but I can't believe that they didn't have a crisis intervention paragraph or chapter or section in their standard operating procedures to prevent and guard against hoarding, because none of this would have happened. As soon as they would have heard about it, they would have just said, oh, that's it. We're down to regular rationing. You know, you can still buy all the stuff you buy, and, you know, a few extra, no big deal. But you ain't cleaning the shelf and packing your truck or your van. You know, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Muggs is still here along with my Dolly, Cordapia and Vlog. So nice to see you. The ladies are here. Oh, and there she goes. She's got to go. Cordapia and everyone say goodbye. Just wave. Just say see you later. Good night, whatever. Her battery's low. You have a lovely evening. It's so nice to see you, and I'll see you again soon, Ann. Jim Elver, great point you brought up about CEOs and standard operating procedures. How could this scenario have never been brought up before? I don't know. I don't know. You would think you would pack in and, hey, what if we have a run on everything? What are we going to do? Oh, yeah, let's put that section in. We'll have a section for that in our standard operating procedure. How to guard against and what to do on a suspected run. You know, come on. Judy Fisher, TT, we have a Woolworths 5 and Dime here in New Jersey. Really? I didn't know that. In Ocean City. They have been there as long as I can remember. Yeah, they're old. If they're around still, they're old. I am surprised they're still in operation as well. Yeah, I used to love going to Woolworths when I was a kid. That was the place to go. They used to have, if I remember, or was that the Ben Franklin 5 and Dimes? I think it was Woolworth, yeah. And they used to have the counter where they served, what do you call it? Malted soda, ice cream sodas and stuff like that. And man, it was the bomb. They served quick fried food, eggs and sausage and little stuff like that, a small little grill. Memories, a lot of good memories with Woolworth. Woo. Dora's still here, thank you so much. Overstay Farang says, unfortunately, TT, profits were put before common sense or SOPs. Of course, we know that is about money. Hey, they want to, one person wants to buy all this crap, I don't care, as long as the money goes in the cash register, right? Via cash or credit card, whatever. So you're right, it's about money. Like, we're out, lady, sorry. But we got all the money we needed for the stuff we had. So sorry about your luck. Take care, see you later. Terrible, just terrible. So don't forget, tax season is coming around for those of us in the U.S. I can't speak to other countries. I'm not well versed with their tax situation. So if you owe money, they still want you to file on time. You can ask for extensions, of course. And if you owe money, you can delay your payments without repercussion or retaliation in the form of penalties or fines. That was put out today. So that's a little something. If it helps people like Tom Patrick who make billions of dollars and end up paying in millions of dollars. I'm just saying. Now don't you all go running down in that island trying to find Tom Patrick. If he's got that kind of money, I'm pretty sure he's figured out a way to prevent you from finding him. We'll see, right? We'll see. No, he doesn't got that much money, I don't think, or he'd buy the island. He wouldn't care if he was locked down there forever. Just saying, just saying. Listening to different topics. Yes, Dora, we try to keep it fresh and we try to keep it interesting. Here at the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines, you are live. Scott Expat in the Philippines. Yeah, every time has just about gone off the shelves due to panic over the virus. I think they thought it would give them the diarrhea, but the government should have brought out coupons. Yes, yes. Jab, Raw in the house, Jim Elver. The team, the term Uncharted waters is being flogged to death. Yeah. Tim Foster, hello, how are you? Some of the best fishing I done was when I lived in Wisconsin. Walleye, perch, schmelt, salmon snagging, to name a few. Oh, my wife says, where's the trout? She loves trout. When I took her back to Wisconsin, we did some trout fishing in northern Wisconsin. She about was never going to go back to the Philippines because she fell in love with freshwater fish. She liked walleye, she liked perch, she loved crappie big time. Her favorite was trout. I'm a crappie and a walleye guy, but of course I love trout. Man, good experiences, good times up there. Good times up there. TT, I'm going into the Matrix. Keep safe. I got you, brother. I'll be over to check you out soon. Take care. Peace out. Say hi to Jebby. And walang katapat to you, my brother. Everyone go check out Jeb Jam Raw. That's James, right? And Jebby. Jeb is for Jebby. Jam is for James. You want to have a crack up time and a good time watching a show. I'm telling you, go and look these people up. You won't regret it. Yeah, you won't regret it. And they don't need you. They're not looking for that. They want real people to come in and have a good time. And they're great supporters. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. Clyde Seaside. San Miguel has anti-hoarding rules except in Tondo. I'm just stocked up in case anyone else runs out. I'm a good guy. I'm a good guy. They're going to have to prove their net worth to me. And that list is like really long. And it's in painstaking detail. Take care, James, from Jeb Jam Raw. Please go check them out if you guys get a chance. Tim Foster, do they do tip-up fishing over there? Yeah, right. Yeah, show me a frozen over pond or lake. I doubt it. Man, do I remember them days. If you don't know ice fishing, we call them tip-ups. You got two pieces of wood crossed over each other on a small hole of ice, and when the fish hits, there's a little red flag that on a spring kind of piece of wire that flips up in the waves, and we're sitting in a car up on the shore trying to stay warm with the car heater, drinking a little or doing whatever, and taking turns with the binoculars looking if any of the flags went up and running out there and reeling up the fish out of the ice. So great memories. Yeah, right, Tim Foster. That's funny. Just finished my fish and rice. Durian for dessert. How many people in here like durian? You know, I don't know if I like durian. I've never tasted it. And the reason why is because durian smells so bad. Most Filipinos will tell you it smells really bad, but it tastes wonderful. My problem is, my nose, unlike most Filipinos, their noses are a little bit more flatter and closer to their face. They are. It's just the way it is. Mine sticks out further, so the durian has to pass my nose to get to my mouth. And it's never going to happen because my nose is going to catch it first and it's going to say, no way, Jose. So I'll never know what durian tastes like. Again, Filipinos' noses, most of them are more closest in to their face, more flatter, you know, spongier. Nothing wrong with them. They're cute as a button. So it's already in their mouth by the time their nose catches a whiff, so it doesn't matter. Excuse me. No, don't want nothing to do with that. Lisa Udaka blog. Hello, shout out watching from Jordan. Wow, look at that. We got somebody here from Jordan. Hello, Lisa. I will definitely check you out later because that's what I do. I go back through my live and I see who my new folks arriving are, and I come and visit and see if we're going to be friends. So welcome. Everyone give a big shout out to Miss Lisa Udaka. How are things there with you in Jordan? Tell us a little bit about the global crisis and how it's affecting you folks in Jordan. That's a long ways away, at least from me. Maybe somebody's in this room that lives like 3 doors down from him. I don't know. You know, maybe. Judy's still here. That's wonderful. Tom Patrick. Yes, I am limited here in Calibo to 6 San Migs a day. Is that self-imposed or is that what's going on? Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. Scott Expat in the Philippines. I think it was like you said, Woolworth saw small shopping stores, and in Western Australia, the state government has put a freeze on rates, water, and electricity. That doesn't surprise me. Rickshaw, Philippines. Roger Miller, durian is absolutely my favorite treat. Really? You like that, Rick? You like that? Well, at least I know what to bring as a housewarming gift to you when I come over and see you. Here you go. Here you go, Rick. This is on me. That's too funny. That's too funny. Mugs, it's organic. Oh wait, Lisa Udaka is shouting out to everybody, so everyone give her a shout out, a hello, a warm greeting. Here at the Daily Exchange, live with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. Mugs is organic. I often make it smoked. You're talking about durian? You can smoke durian? No. Talking about what? Fish? No, trout. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I missed one. Let's see. Mugs is organic. We have trout fish here at the Ray Asao. Oh, they have trout. Oh, her eyes just went really like that. So that's what she's talking about, smoking. Door Cruise, trout, sea bass. I like that as well. Yes, absolutely. It is good. So Muggs is saying she often makes it smoked. And for a minute, I thought she was talking about durian. Now that would have taken me right over the top. Smoked durian. Why not, right? But she is talking about the fish, so that's cool. Let's see here. Scott Expat in the Philippines. Yeah, a case of San Miguel swap for food. Man, yeah, everyone's got a price, right? Hey, what do you got? What do you want? Okay, I got some of that. Give me some of what you got. And everybody's happy, right? Betty Spaghetti, Betty here, and Kabbalah Betty's vlog is giving a thumbs up. That is Suku Cork's vlog. Shout out to your host. Thank you so much. It's good to see you. Welcome to the show. We're happy to see you. I'm sorry? No. No, James Olger. Tim, I wrote you a success. I was not disrespecting. Oh, no. I know you weren't. I thought you were asking me the question, did I think I was a success? No. That was just me misreading what you wrote, James. No, man, you're good. James, don't worry. You can't upset me. Do I look like somebody that could be easily upset? Come on, take a look. We'll play the Jeopardy music. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. All right, time's up. Yeah, you can't get me mad. My wife can get me mad. Not that she does on purpose. No, I'm too chilled out right now. I did all my anger stuff back when I had people working for me and when I had bosses to answer to and reports and evals to write, and I did all that stuff. Nothing to get angry about now. There's nothing to get angry about. Betty Spaghetti. Here, hold on. Correct's vlog. Yes. Yeah, James. No, we're absolutely good. I just misread your post. Roger Miller. I think I'm the only one here that doesn't. Oh, and by the way, everyone, go check out Jen's family channel. Definitely got to do that. Roger Miller, I think I'm the only one here that doesn't have their own channel. Wow, Tim gets a lot of bloggers on here. Yeah, but Tim also goes and spends a lot of time with these vloggers. I just do. Many of these people in here are, you're all my friends, of course. But a lot of these people, they're going to tap other people on the shoulders and say, get over into that show and check this guy out. Or come over here with me on this day, on this night, and let's go check her out. It's the networking thing, and it happens, and it's positive, and it's really good. They're not going to bring bad people in here. They're looking to meet new people, and they're going to go to places where they feel comfortable, because that's where I go. I go into live streams of people that I feel comfortable with, and if I don't necessarily tell them or anything. I just don't go back, I just say, forget about it, forget about it. I got better things to do. So Roger, get that channel up and going so we can come over and visit you. We will all come over to Roger Miller's house if he creates a YouTube channel, right? Yeah, see, we'll come visit you. We're just cool people that way. Cobbler Betty's vlog. Ha, you mean flat nose like mine, TT? That's too funny. Tom Patterson, just an FYI, I don't pay taxes on my income. It's tax free. So he hasn't even got a file. Look at that. He's good to go. So he can keep his billions. He doesn't have to pay in millions. Muggs is back in the corner. Jim Elver, thanks for the reminder, Betty. Is durian breadfruit? Durian's not breadfruit, is it? Durian. It's not referred to as breadfruit, is it? Never heard it called that. But they can call it anything they want as long as they don't call me to the table and serve it. I'm good with that. I'm good with that. Hey, you're live with Tropical Tim in the Philippines at the Daily Exchange. Thank you so much for stopping by and tuning in. Hope you're having a good time. Hope you're meeting some friends here, because this is the place where friends meet friends. Today we were talking about the U.S. planning stimulus package to help support small businesses, the airline industry, hotel industry, just to name a few, and also to provide up to $1,000 payment check to tax-paying American workers. What the thresholds are to qualify for that, they didn't expound on that. We don't know that yet, but Trump wants it out real fast, so we'll see what happens. And of course, we talked about tax time is coming for Americans, April 15th, to file. Be aware of that. If you end up owing money, they will let you delay doing that without penalty or fine. So that's pretty cool. And the other thing we asked, again, if some of you are new here, if you walked out onto the street and it's normally hustle, bustle, and busy, have you walked out lately during the lockdown, wherever you are in the world, and seen where it's more ghostly? There's not as many people. And if so, if you've experienced that, how did it make you feel? What's the first thing that came to your mind? There you go. Those are our topics today. Dora Cruz, Jim Elver, you don't have film, I just visit your house. Yeah, you can get subscribers without having any content. You can absolutely do that. Thanks for that, Roger Miller. Malow's 1963, no, Durian is not. I think it was, but I wasn't going to say no without being 100%. I just never heard it called that. I thought breadfruit was something a little different. Scott Expat, we have a roller coaster nose. Wait, what's that? We have a roller coaster nose, as my niece call it, because when I would, roller coaster nose, okay. You know, your nose sloping. Because when I would take a tulip, they would run their fingers, and tulip, he's talking about a nap, I think. They would run their fingers on the top of my forehead down to my nose just to see if I would wake up. That's a cute story. I like that. Muggs, it's organic. Now it's about time to give you a thumbs up. I'm well entertained. Perhaps dance some Tala. All right, here goes the Tala dance. We better not. Y'all might be sending me money if I do that, and I don't want that to happen. You need your money. If I do the Tala dance, you're all gonna send me money. And right now we all need our money because we don't know if we can go to work. So we'll just hold off on the Tala dance. Nice try, Muggs. Be careful, I'm gonna send you back to the corner. The old barter system always works. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Okay, Lisa Udaka, what are we doing here? Okay. We'll leave that alone for right now. Roger Miller, been to your house and connected. Roger Miller says, my grandparents were from Wisconsin. Right on, but they moved to the West Coast in the 20s. Oh, no, a lot of people migrated to the West Coast back in them days. A lot of people did. But yeah, my roots are out of Wisconsin, so that's just the way it goes. That's the way it is. Jim Elver, no Dora Cruz, no content. I'm not a vlogger, too busy with work. See, there it is. There it is. But hey, you can maybe move that direction a little bit, Jim, and maybe vlog something about where you work or the ride to and from work. Or there's a lot of things you can do. You don't have to be good at it. You just need to create your channel, which you already got. Pull out the camera, aim it, and hit record. And that's it. Put it up there and let people come and see a little bit about Jim Elver's world, if that's something that you're interested in doing. So it's that easy. It's that easy. You don't have to be a great editor. You don't have none of that. You can just show people who Jim Elver is. That works. Some people get successful that way, by the way. Dora Cruz, okay, thanks, Jim Elver. Thought you're a blogger. Have a nice day. Scott Expat in the Philippines. Qantas CEO gets $26 million, while they now have to back pay all Qantas employees $27 million in back pay to all their staff. You got to wonder about that. So you take something like the airline industry, at least from the U.S. perspective, and probably globally, probably in many parts of the world, and now they are going to look for help through taxpayers, through the government, to give them a stimulus to help keep them, kind of like what happened back in, what was that? was that 2008 with GM and Chrysler and some of the car manufacturers when they need to bail out money and all that stuff. But when none of this is going on, aren't these companies profiting like billions? Billions? I thought they were. How can you own a major airline company and not be profiting billions? That's just what I thought. Again, I'm not an analyst. I don't play the stock market, anything like that. So when times are lean and times are getting bad, dig into your pockets. Sell some of that stuff off in your mansion, Mr. CEO, and pay some of your employees something. That's what I say. You know, I believe in a capitalistic society, but still, it's like, where's all these profits going that they make year after year after year? And when something like that hits, they want to be the first ones in line holding their hand out and say, bail me out. Bail what out? Move from that 50 bedroom, 22 bathroom mansion you got and just go get a regular house on some cul-de-sac on a quiet street somewhere in some America or in some neighborhood in good old USA. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. I don't know. It's like, where's all the profit money you've been making over all these years? That's all I want to ask. That's all I want to ask, you know. Because you can't, I just find it hard to believe that you own a big Marriott, a Marriott hotel chain, and you're going to ask the government to subsidize you to get through the tough times. I don't get it. Where's all the money you've been profiting? Because you can't have a hotel chain like that and not be making big money. There's no way. You're not breaking even. You're not making just a little bit of money. You're scoring big time bucks. Well, at least that's what I think. So, anyway, it is what it is. So, I am going to take a quick 3-minute break. I promise you, I'm never going long. I have just got to get up and stretch my back a little. Please don't go anywhere. And if you do, at least wait till I get back and say goodbye. But if you absolutely can't, thank you for being here. Oh, let's see. Here, yeah, she's here. She's coming. I got entertainment for you. I'll be back. I just got to stretch my back.
He said I was doing great. I don't know what I was doing that it's great. Are you guys doing okay? Hurry up, hon. Qantas CEO gets 26 million while they now have to back pay to all Qantas employees. 27 million in back pay to all their staff. Wow, that's a lot of money. Woot woot! Mugs, you should be here. Yeah, it's a big joke, and I really feel sorry for all Qantas workers. He should take at least all year. What is it? Where am I? Take at least 2 years pay cut. They don't care, just not from bet. I can't even read this. Here we go. At least 2 years pay cut. They don't care, just rob from Peter to take from the poor. Oh. Shooting star MS. Hello Ray, how's it going? Here I am. I just ate spaghetti. I think he's getting hungry. Yeah, man. Real chocolate malts at Woolworths when I was a kid. Can't get that anymore. I still get some malts. Maybe not as good as in Woolworths, I believe. Hi, Scott. Expat in the Philippines. How you doing? Hello, Dora. Are we doing okay? Come on, everybody. I can't hear nobody talking to me and nobody's writing anything. I don't even know what you guys talking about. Spaghetti, yummy. It was good. And I had fruit. I don't even know what kind of fruit. It looks like lanka. I don't know who knows what it is. You're locked down to Dora. I didn't know you were not my friend in YouTube, Dora. I just subbed to you. Yeah, hopefully soon. I think they found a cure. They're gonna be trying it on some people. It's kinda, we're not feeling it yet. I don't think a lot of people are feeling it yet, but somehow I don't agree with stimulating the airlines that all they have millions. Yeah. Why is this one? It takes forever. This one is short. Maybe you need to refresh this one. Okay. Did anybody hear me anyway? I wasn't all touch. Not really. I'm reading there and
Something's wrong with it? Should be all right. Welcome back, sports fans. Thanks to you who are still here with us, enjoying some mild conversation on some various topics. In case you didn't know, you are at the Daily Exchange live with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. Good seeing everybody here. So I know that we all probably have our end of the day thoughts when we rest our head on that pillow to close our eyes and get ready for a new day. And hopefully you're able to have happy thoughts when you do that with everything that's that we're faced with right now. So just take it easy, relax. Don't let the stress creep up on you, because it can control you. So you're better off to that should be your last thought. When you lay down, as you close your eyes, think about the things that created some stress for you today, and think of ways that you can prevent it from happening the next time. We're all better off. We become better people through this crisis, I guess, for doing things like that. You know. And thanks for allowing me to take a little break. It helps me to stand up once in a while. So I heard that from Ray, where Scott was talking about Qantas CEO gets 26 million. Yeah, that's amazing. I don't know where you left off, but Jim Elber Airlines will be bailed out for sure. Their haste to cancel flights reeks of government deals. You gotta imagine. What? Yeah, there's Mugs. Scoot expat in the Philippines. Yeah, it's a big joke, and I really feel sorry for our Qantas workers. He should take at least 2 years pay cut. They don't care, just rob from Peter to take from the poor. Something like that. Yeah, I've always wondered about that. You know, same back when with the auto industries, you know, when they did the same thing. It's like, where are all these problems? Because nobody's in a business of that magnitude, and they're broke. You know, it's really Roger Miller. Yeah, man, real chocolate malt at Woolworths when I was a kid. Can't get them anymore. That's right. I remember that. Shooting Star, yeah, spaghetti. Yes, we had spaghetti tonight. I haven't had mine, but I'll have mine later. I'm kind of a late night eater for some reason, and I don't eat heavily, but I like a kind of later than earlier meal. That doesn't mean I haven't had an early meal, but I prefer a later meal. That's just me. Dora Cruz doing fine, locked down in Bulacan. Yes, absolutely. Okay, Dora Cruz, Idol, please tell Ray I visit her house now, and we are now neighbors. Hey, you got a new neighbor. She's smiling. She's smiling. Thank you, Dora. There you go. Shooting Star. I worked part-time at Woolworths back in '79. Yeah. Was that down in your neck of the woods where you are now, Bruce, or was that somewhere else? But yeah, I haven't seen a Woolworth since I couldn't place it. I couldn't place it. It's been so long. I don't remember. Dora Cruz, you're welcome, Salco. Scott, expat in the Philippines. Yes, they have found a cure for coronavirus, but testing on people to who are being what you would call lab rats, but I reckon around the end of June or July. Yes, that was in the news today where they're starting to inject people. I don't know if they're volunteers or I didn't get a lot of the story, but that there's something taking place that's underway right now. Couldn't tell you the extent of it. I'm not 100% sure. What I am sure of is that you are all here at the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines live. So in all the things that we talked about today, you know, about the stimulus package that the U.S. government is going to throw out there, and stimulus means to stimulate, to inject energy into the economy. And again, I don't play Wall Street. I don't do the stock exchange. I don't do any of those things. So I can't really speak intelligently on the ins and outs on how that works. But what I do know is, you know, it's been plummeting, the stock exchange and the Dow and all those things. And as soon as that was announced, miraculously, it started trending up again. So, and that's all based on your skeptics and your analysts and your investors and things like that. So maybe that'll be a good thing. I don't know who's going to pay for that. I'm sure the taxpayers, if they already haven't, they will in the end, is just my guess. Just my guess. I don't know. Roger Miller says, I think we just got rid of the African swine flu. I haven't heard that word for a while, or that phrase. Now the avian bird flu, which I remember that one, is breaking out in the Philippines. I don't think it affects humans though. Yeah, I'm not sure about that. I remember in the States when those things came about. But you know, didn't we go through the same thing when AIDS came around? You know, the big panic and the big pushback on what are we going to do, and oh my gosh, you know, how many people are going to get affected by this, and how many people are dying or whatever. And we kind of came through that. So I don't know how this relates to something like what Roger Miller's talking about with the African swine flu and the avian bird flu and AIDS back then. I guess you're just going to have to do your own research if you're interested in things like that, to do comparisons and figure out what exactly is going on with this strain of virus. And again, to me, I've just been calling it a flu on steroids. That's just my own interpretation based on everything that I've heard, that it's really the flu, but it travels quicker. It's quicker to get picked up. It's easier to get picked up. It's easier to be passed on from one person to another than the normal flu, because we know anyone who has the flu, you don't really want to be around them, right? You want them to be medicated, stay home, whatever, take care of yourself, get back on your feet and get back into life. This one apparently is much quicker to find its way from person to person. So, hence the recommended order of the social distance, of keeping others, you know, at bay, away from you. Probably a good idea. Probably a good idea. You don't know who you're standing next to on a subway, waiting for a bus, in line at a fast food restaurant, in line to pay your utility bill, or whatever. So for now, we're just going to have to live our lives at home or from home, and do the best we can do. You know, just do the best we can do. I think. Tom Patrick. Oh wait, Shooting Star. Yes, it was at Westland Plaza in Jackson, Mississippi when he worked at a Woolworth back in 1979. So where was everyone at back in 1979? Some of you will not be qualified to answer this question because some of you probably weren't around in 1979. Yeah, pretty sure Bruce, Shooting Star MS, was around. Good guy, good guy. Betty Spaghetti, Betty here, Cobbling Betty's vlog, cooking dinner. That a girl? What are you making? And are you making enough for all of us? Because some of the people in this chat room are probably getting hungry. Yes? No? Or just want something to snack on? So Betty, make sure you make enough for all of us. Let's see, Scott expat in the Philippines. When I was home in the Philippines, we went to get an airfare home to Australia. We went to Qantas, and they said it would cost me and Arlene $7,000 each one way. We flew home on Jetstar. Really? Really? From the Philippines to Australia was $7,000 each one way? Staggering, staggering. I would have built a raft. And I would have said, Arlene, here's your paddle. I've got mine. Let's go. There's no way I'm paying that kind of money. Just not going to happen. Excuse me. Shooting Star, MS says, I remember all those diseases, but I have never seen the widespread panic like I have seen with the corona. Yeah, yeah. What was the triggering mechanism that made all this happen? I'm curious. I'm just curious. Let me go back a little bit. Tom Patrick said, I don't agree with the stimulus package unless it's equal to every single American, not the big business. They have already taken our hard-earned money. If they don't save like we have to, sorry about that. Yeah, yeah. Why don't they take their profits, or some of them, and what do you call it, invest it, or put it in a bank and create some portfolio in the time of need like this, when something comes up unexpectedly, that you can weather the storm, you can take care of, okay, maybe you're shut down to a certain degree, but at least you can take care of your loyal, dedicated employees, because what are they doing now? They're at home looking in the refrigerator, wondering how long stuff's gonna last, right? If they're no longer drawing a paycheck. Yes, some of them are gonna draw unemployment, some of them can get food stamps and things like that, but is that really the same? Is that really the same? I don't think so. So, yeah, I agree with you, 100%, Tom. I agree with that. Absolutely agree with that. They should be made to have a savings account and save money, just like they keep pounding down our throat. You should have 401k, and you should have savings in the bank, and you should have this, and you should have that. Okay, what about all the big businesses? Are they doing the same thing? What do they do with all those profits? I think most of us already know what they do with those profits, right? Let's see, Roger Miller in 79, I was a commercial fisherman in Alaska. Whoa, talk about a tough job. Commercial fishing off the coast of Alaska. Woo! Didn't they have a reality series on that? Man, what was that called? I can't remember. But yeah, that's some serious stuff right there. I'd like to try it for like anywhere from a half a day to a day. And listen, I was in the Navy, so being on the ocean, even in rough weather, doesn't bother me. It's the work that they had to do out on deck in all kinds of weather to retrieve the nets with the fish, or the crab pots, or lobster pots, or traps, or whatever you call it. Very interesting and very dangerous. Very dangerous. Cobbling Betty's vlog. Sure, Tim, lots of eggs here. So when I'm begging Betty to make enough of whatever it is she was cooking to treat all of us, looks like it's eggs. So hope anyone here is not allergic to eggs, and I hope you like eggs, because she said she's got plenty. Nice, Betty, way to go. Yes, Marzi Darna, late dinner because I took Legal Muna. Oh, okay, Marzi Darna, yeah, we know who that is. She's standing in the corner right now, I think, I'm not sure. Shooting Star, that's a good question, Tim. James Ozier, okay, Tim, take care, always, and goodbye. Time. All right, James, I'll be over as soon as I can, when I can, on one of your next one or two, whatever. I'll get around. I'll come over to see you. I go to so many. So say hello to Jen for me, and you guys take good care and be safe, brother. Appreciate it. That's Jen's family. James Olger is from Jen's family, so definitely go check their channel out. Say hello to them, greet them. They'd love to have you. Good people. Have a good time. Roger Miller, yeah, the airlines are gouging like hell right now. You mean the ticket prices are they're up? Is that what you're saying? I'm not Roger Miller. I'm getting mixed signals here. I thought I heard that you could damn near fly for free because nobody's flying. And I might have that wrong. It might be isolated depending on which country or something like that. So who knows? Malone 1963. Stimulus package comes from my taxes. Yes, it does. That's exactly right. Scott Expat in the Philippines. Qantas cheap domestic airline here that costs us $1,000 for both of us. Yep, a small fishing boat would have been better. Yeah. I know I can build a raft out of the plastic San Miguel cases that hold 24 bottles because they have the holders in it. So if you flip them upside down and you zip tie a bunch of them together, pretty sure I can float anywhere in the planet on those as long as I don't hit bad weather. Grab me a couple rats here in Tondo and use it by rat power because rats don't like water. So, tie them to the front of it and say, hey, sink or swim, baby. I'm going that way. I don't know, just saying. Roger Miller, Tim, I put 50 seasons collectively fishing. Oh my goodness. You talk about some memories. Oh my gosh. Scott Expat in the Philippines. How long is it going to be before the government runs out of money? Which government? And is what I would say, because some have a lot more than others, as we know. A country like the U.S. and your top countries financially, I think it would take a long time for a country to go broke because there's so many assets they can sell off. They're never going to pay back anyone that they're in debt to. That won't happen. So they don't have to worry about that. They're just going to say, yeah, really pack sand, pal. Yeah, we owe you, but we don't have it. Sorry. Who's going to do anything about it? And then it would take so long that you would see, you would have to see everyone's life come down multiple levels from where they're used to living, their normal standard of living. Because even if you come down in different levels of your standard of living, you're still surviving, you're still eating, you might still be working, you have a life. So I would think it would take a long time for a powerful country, financially stable, to go broke. That's just my take on it. Again, I don't know any of that stuff. I didn't go to college for any of that stuff. I went to college, but not for anything like that. But to me, I would think that you would have to see a gradual reduction of everybody's lifestyle coming way down multiple times, multiple tiers. And even then, I think there would be some sort of survivalship where the country actually wouldn't go broke. They might have less than what they had day one till they started going broke or towards broke, but I think it would take a while. I think it would take a long time. Just my opinion. Muggs, yes, here in the corner listening. Scott Expat in the Philippines. Saying hello to Betty Spaghetti. Betty here. Roger Miller, yeah, plane tickets high as hell. Really? Man, that surprises me. I thought very few people are flying, or I'm not sure. But it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if they're, jacking everyone around, supply and demand. Well, we only got, out of our fleet of 1,200 planes, we've only got 200 in operation now. So, first come, first serve. So this is what you got to pay. We'll get another few planes online then, dummies. And Genji Life in Ireland is here. Hello, how are you? Hi to all beautiful people. Everyone do a shout out for Genji Life. And welcome, Genji. You are at the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. We are live. Tom Patrick. It's called corporate greed. They act like they're a poor little homeless person. Can't buy fuel for my jet. Yeah, unbelievable, isn't it? Unbelievable. It amazes me that these companies come around and expect the taxpayers to bail them out and then turn right around once the crisis or whatever is going on at that time, like the auto industry back in the '08 crash, recession, I should say. Then once they're up and running and everything's hunky-dory, you know, you hear in the news every now and again, well, now it's going to cost you this much to check an extra piece of baggage, or now it's going to cost this much to do this, and now you're going to have to pay these additional fees to do that. It's like, dude, we bailed you out. Do you not remember? We bailed you out. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Just to think about it. Great point, Tom Patrick. Great point. So nice to see you, Genjai. Scott Expat in the Philippines. All governments, I meant to say Tropical Tim in the Philippines. Sorry. Yeah, they owe so much to each other in exports and other trade, but I think they would say, I owe you a case of alcohol. You're probably right. I'll drink to that. And it's just juice. There's nothing in it, it's just juice. I refill my bottles. I believe in recycling, so it's just juice. What do you think about that? Scott Expat in the Philippines agrees with Tom Patrick. So how's everyone feeling today? So I still haven't gotten any responses. Has anybody walked out their door or gone somewhere where it's normally hustle and bustle, many people, high traffic, whatever, and now have you been back to that place and seen not so much of that, almost ghost town effect? And if so, I wanted to know what your reaction to that was. What's the first thing that hit you when you saw it? Did you freak out? Were you amazed? Did you stop and stare for a minute? Or what was it unnoticeable to you? It could be. It could be. I had a friend of mine who was walking the beach and told me that she went to the beach just for some solitude, and it's normally not a real busy beach, especially this time of year. And I won't say where or who it was, whether it was in the Philippines or coast of Argentina or Brazil or wherever. I'll just say that it was a friend walking the beach, and they actually stopped her to do a temperature check on the beach. On the beach. And I'm not making light or fun of the reason they were doing it, just the fact that they were there screening people on the beach. That threw me for a 10-yard loss. It really did. I was really surprised. I would not have thought that. I would not have thought that. So even as we go through our daily routine and say, hey, you know what? Let's go get rid of some stress and let's go jump in the current and have some fun, or just take a romantic walk down the beach with your honey or whatever it is. Just go chill out, get some solitude, mental thinking or whatever it is you're doing. And they're coming up to you, sticking a digital thermometer up against your forehead. It just tripped me out when I heard that. I said, you gotta be kidding. So I thought that was funny. I thought that was pretty funny. Mad Max, hello, how are you? Welcome. You're at the Daily Exchange Show with Tropical Tim in the Philippines live. Good to see you. Thank you so much for coming. Shooting star, rush hour traffic was much lighter here. Yeah. How did you feel about that, Bruce? I mean, you noticed it because you just said it. Did it kind of freak you out? Did it look like it was Christmas morning, 7 in the morning? Because that's about the only time that we never really see much traffic on the road. 7 in the morning, 6 in the morning, Christmas Day. Christmas Eve, we still see people hustling, bustling, doing their last minute shopping, but isn't it atypical that Christmas morning, nothing's open, usually. You might see a 7-Eleven or somebody that's money hungry, and it's good that somebody's open for an emergency, something, I don't know. But I hate it that, see, I was in the restaurant industry for 21 years in the States, and some restaurants are really good and take care of their employees, and they are not open. They close on Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter. You know, I get that some restaurants, based on their what they specialize in, like barbecue or whatever, they should be open on New Year's Eve, 4th of July. I'm talking about states. Other countries have different holidays. You know, holidays we expect where people do want to go out and buy food, and it's an opportunity for the business to continue to grow, develop, and make a profit, and sling some food. But on your national, real high religious national end holidays, the restaurants that stay open in the States, to me, I never visited them. I would never go to them after the holiday was over, because I did not approve that somebody had to be away from their family and work on Christmas Day so they could sell somebody an Egg McMuffin or a frickin' bowl of soup and a sandwich or whatever. I didn't get that at all, but that's just me. So, you know. But Christmas morning, you know, most places, you just didn't see much traffic out there. So that's the kind of feeling I got when I walked around Tondo, and normally there should be hustle and bustle, and there was nobody. They chased everybody into their homes. So it reminded me, kind of like, not counting my immediate surroundings, 6 or 7 a.m. on a Christmas morning, where everyone's pretty much in their house, waking up, opening up presents, still asleep, whatever. Didn't even see a single face mask today from Lowe's 1963. Really, Tom Patrick, so you were an officer in the Navy, unlike me, a grunt in the Army. No, I was not an officer. I was enlisted. I was offered to go for a commission as a warrant officer, but I turned it down. I had other things going on in my life at the time, and I didn't want to make that commitment, so I didn't. You know, that's the way it goes, and I'm fine with how my career went. No big deal. Me to San Miguel. Betty's vlog, Betty Spaghetti, Betty here. Hello, Scott, expat in the Philippines. Hey guys, it's been a while since I made that plug. If you see somebody in here you don't recognize, get one of these. It's a piece of paper. Get one of these. It's a pen. Write it down. Maybe 2, no more than that. And when you get time, go check somebody out. You might make a friend for life. You might. Scott, expat in the Philippines. Still a lot of people walking around St. Albans. I'm not sure where that's at. And still plenty of people doing, I know it's in Australia. Still plenty of people doing shopping and going about their day-to-day business, Tropical Tim. Okay. Margie and Daya is in the house. Hello, my dear. So nice to see you. Absolutely love Margie and Daya. So if I love Margie and Daya, y'all will love Margie and Daya. And you know what to do. Go check her out. Go check out Mugs It's Organic. Go check out Scott, expat in the Philippines. Many people to choose from. Shooting Star. There's so many people. Just pick 1 or 2. You can't do them all. But if you keep coming back to this show, eventually you'll get around to them all. Because these people come back. They come back. They're dedicated, they're loyal, and they're drunk because they're spending their time here watching and listening to me. So I can't do nothing about that. You know what I mean? Hey, just so you know, you're at the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. We are live. It's so nice to see everybody here. Shooting Star freaked me out, but I'm staying calm. Panicking is not the thing to do. That's correct. And see, those are the kind of responses I was wondering if any of you experienced that, where heavy traffic normally, not so much now. Star says, freaked him out. It made him take notice, but he didn't panic. It was just something that was painfully obvious to him. He saw it and he went, whoa, wow, I'm getting through all this so fast. What's going on? It's not 7 a.m. Christmas morning. You know, Roger Miller, wait till Holy Week if you want to see quiet. Oh my gosh. You know, this is going to go through Holy Week. And for all of you that don't know, Holy Week here in the Philippines is nothing to mess around with. Oh my goodness, it's nothing to mess around with. They take it serious. There's multiple celebratory type events that take place, excellent vlogging material, all kinds of things. And of course, that's not the main reason, but it's just a sight to behold if you haven't seen it. So I've got to wonder what impact this is going to have on the people that normally, which is everybody, participate in Holy Week. Not only the religious part of it and the parades up and down every street imaginable, carrying statues of the Christ and just all kinds of things. I mean, it's really serious stuff. But the celebratory part of it comes in lots of food, lots of drink, you know, not the alcohol thing, although, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, alcohol's there, but just lots of abundance of celebration and fiesta kind of atmosphere going through the religious recognition and religious holidays. There's not gonna be money for that stuff, is what I'm guessing. If people are out of work and they're being made to stay home, that's gonna have a huge impact. I gotta be here for that. I gotta see that. So I'll let y'all know. I'll report it from right here, the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. So I'll let you know how that turns out. I hope it goes well. We'll see. Mad Max, semi-normal here in UK. That's good. Soft lockdown. Okay, Mad Max is saying in the UK, there's a little bit of control. I don't want to use that word, but you know what I mean. There's a little bit of tightening up, but so far he says it's kind of mild. He's working from his home, as many are. Everyone say hello to Mad Max, that'd be great. Although beer on short supply. Personal problem. No, I'm just kidding, but I can imagine what that's like. I would start buying beer now, Mad Max, at the current price, the black market price, because in a couple of weeks, it's just going to keep going up. So prudence would dictate that you get your arms around that situation and fix it. You are so welcome, Margie. Scott Expat, Bluish Aqua, been to your house, always staying connected to you. Always Scott Expat in the Philippines. Very nice, very nice. Scott Expat, Mad Max, been to your house and always staying connected to you. Scott Expat in the Philippines. Reese, S76. Hello, Tim and Ray. Ree, S76. See, I told you you should be back. Nice to see you, dear. How are you? So refreshing to see you here again. Thank you for coming. You're at the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines, and we're covering a couple different subjects and topics, but it's open. Anybody can ask anything they want. It doesn't matter. I am not the answer man. I don't have an answer for anything, but I will retort. I will absolutely retort, meaning I will have a comeback. And hopefully it's one that works. Because listen, aren't I on the spot right here? You can ask me anything you want, and either I answer you or I don't. Or I tell you the truth or I don't. Let's hope it doesn't come to that. That would be a bad thing. No, we're here to have fun and you know, as we're settling into this lockdown that many people are experiencing around the planet, this is a good forum. It's healthy for me. It should be healthy for you. When I go into somebody else's live, I'm hoping I get a similar stimulus from somebody else's live stream. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know, and I can smile a little bit, I can laugh a little bit, I can throw a question out there for people or ask the host or listen to the host laugh, and you know, we have to work together to find a way to get through this. So hopefully this is a good venue for y'all that are in here. I'm just trying to create. I'm not about junk and jive and BSing or something like that. It's a form of BSing, but hopefully I'm coming across with material that it indulges you and wants you to also engage. But not only with myself. I've got enough cool people that come in and out of this room that there's plenty of people here that you can engage with. Absolutely, absolutely. Don't let the opportunity go by you. There's plenty of people that you can meet and hook up with here. It's always good. Okay. Scott is greeting Margie in the only Tagalog words that he knows. I'm just kidding, Scott Expat. Just kidding. Sorry, Mad Max connected to you. My other half is in Maladi on lockdown. Really? Really? Well, she ain't far from me, that's for sure. How's she doing? Is she okay? We hope everybody's okay. We want everybody to be okay. Because again, I like bringing the topic up because, you know, if I can even help one person, just one of you, when I talk about the unwarranted, unwanted stress that all of this is creating for us, and I try to talk to you all about keeping the stress away from you. Because even if we come out on the other end, you know, we're okay, I'm okay, but what happened, what did I do to myself by allowing unwarranted stress affect me, affect my family, affect my daily life? Because it's here. You can't get away from it. You are not going to hide from it. You can't sweep it under a carpet. You can't open the door and throw it out with the trash or the rubbish into the trash can or into the bin. See, I was stationed in Scotland, so I know a few words, you know, like it's not the trunk of a car, it's called a car boot. But anyway, boy, was that going off on a different tangent, huh? That was pretty cool. So you can't just get rid of the stress that easy. It's something that you have to work to keep at bay. It's never going away. These new stressors that are put in front of us, you just have to work to push them away. No, I'm a happy person. You know, I've got issues in my life, that's fine, but I'm happy with my issues in my life. I'm happy with my issues that me and my wife have, or me and my kids, or me and my boss, or me and my employees, or me and my neighbor, or whatever. I have issues, you have issues, but we know how to deal with that. We deal with them. These new stresses that are being forced on us from this global epidemic are ones we didn't ask for. We didn't create them. Nonetheless, there they are. They're sitting in your lap. They're all yours. It's a gift. A box full of stress. How are you going to deal with it? How are you going to handle it? Or do you want it to handle you? Don't let it happen to you. Please, do not let it happen to you, because when we all come out on the other end of this, we all want to be the same people we were before we entered this era in our lives. You're on the Daily Exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. So nice to see everybody here. Where are we getting to? Okay, so that's where we're at. It looks like I have come to the end of my show. And I just want to appreciate everybody for coming out here. Y'all been a wonderful audience. I hope I was half the host as you guys were the audience. Holy Week, I think, is that's April, end of April. I want to say towards the end of April. Let's see, our anniversary, mine and my wife's, is May 5th. And I remember Holy Week. Hey, Ray, come here. I think Holy Week took place just before our anniversary, but don't quote me on that. I'm remembering from last week. So, can I see you a minute? Yeah, she'll tell me. I think she'll tell me. So listen, I want to thank everyone for coming here. If you came here late, that's fine. The fact that you came is wonderful. Don't forget to reach out and try to meet a new friend, because this is the channel for friends meeting friends. When is Holy Week? She's going to look it up right. Anyway, meet somebody, write their name down, pen and paper. Doesn't have to be tonight, sometime, and go and look somebody up. If you don't like what they're all about and don't like their content or whatever, no problem. Give them a thumbs up to their video, tell them you stopped by. Hey, thank you very much. Out you go. They'll be fine with it. Nobody here cares. Scott Expat in the Philippines. Tropical Tim and everyone. I will have a big shout out video coming. Be patient. Oh, is that what it is? Oh, that's what it is. That's right. That's why I got the 5 mixed up. It's April 5th to April 11th, Holy Week here. That's right. All I knew was it was before my anniversary last year. So and I had the 5th on the brain, and my anniversary is the 5th. So that's what I was thinking about. Yeah, it's coming up. Yeah, April 5th through the 11th. Boy, I'm just curious how that's going to go over here. I hope it goes well. I'm sorry, Scott, I cut myself off reading your last plug here. I'm going through my list of everyone on the channel was from A to Z. I'm at the letter M. Salamat everyone. There you go. Scott is going to do a shout out for everybody that was here. Great, that's wonderful. It gives you something to do. Gives us something to look at. We'll look forward to that. Dora Cruz. Okay, host Idol, I will go. Thanks for the nice LS with different topics. Hey, you bet, Dora. It's so nice to see you. Thanks for coming in. Malo's catch us all tomorrow night. Yes, Betty Spaghetti Betty here will be on 6th of April till the 10th. Okay, so sometime in that time frame. Margie, my wife's name is Ray, R-E-Y, and her channel name is Asawa Kano 38. One word, Asawa Kano 38. Everyone take care of each other, be good to each other. We'll be here again tomorrow. Again, I will not be live on Fridays. That's the only day, Friday, Philippine time, Friday nights. I will not be available. I mean, I'm available, but I won't be here talking to you. And with that, I just want to thank everyone for coming here. I enjoyed this immensely. Please stop back daily for the daily exchange with Tropical Tim in the Philippines. And we'll have another chat, talk about some other things. Bring your own topics, bring your own ideas, bring your own thoughts, bring your own love, and most definitely, above all, bring your own beer. Walang katapat. Peace out, everybody.